they're not very good at adjusting the gameplay. You know, like if they hit a wall, they keep running into that wall. Either they will break it eventually, or they'll lose the game. Because most of the games that we've seen them lose is in that like 30 to 40 minute mark, where they just repeatedly keep running in, and losing heroes. You know, bleeding heroes away, and then they ultimately lose in the late game.
What kind of a person are you? Are you the one that runs into the same wall until you break it, or you find some way around or above it?
Okay, so usually what I do, like I run so, you know,
Fast and
hard.
hard,
Yeah, that I don't break it, but I leave some marks, you know, so they prepare more defenses there, and then I run around.
Oh.
And they're like,
that's so next level.
yes, exactly.
You injure yourself in the process most of the time.
Yes.
You're a scarred man. You're a scarred man.
Yes.
Alrighty, well, let's
More
have a
ways
look.
than one, but
Let's have a look at the player comparison. Of course, we're going to have a look over towards the mid laners today and take a little look at the comparison between Yopaj and Karl, the two players in the mid lane. So, guys, what do you think is the bigger difference between the two players?
If you look at Karl, he's more of that standout
he's a
mid
crazy
laner.
guy.
What? Greedy?
Crazy guy.
He's crazy, but at the same time, when you look at his picks like that Prophet, you know, most of these are team fight oriented. Bat Riders, that Prophets, they're not too flashy.
Yeah, but the way he plays them, like he tower
He
dives
goes
level
in.
6
Yeah, definitely.
every damn time. He's like between tier 1 and tier 2, and he gets ganked by 3 heroes and just dies.
When he's running on that draw as well with DP, like, he has some really outstanding plays with a hero that doesn't allow you to do that, but somehow he gets away. Why does he get away? It's because of his team. His team is always there to support him, to actually make a good team fight around that. However, on the other hand, when you look at Neon, it's all Ember, Void Spirit, Storm, jump in and out. Who cares about the team? I'm going to do everything myself.
And where do you think that balance lies in Neon in terms of the win condition? How much that weighted towards Natsumi and how much that weighted towards Yopaj?
I think there's a very, very high chance that it completely goes one way, like completely Yopaj's way, or he completely fails with his super aggressive moves, like let's say blinks in too hard with the co-op and then just gets countered. This is
in which case then the onus falls onto Natsumi to carry the game.
Yeah, this is one of those situations that Black was talking about, running into the same wall over and over again.
Yeah, as I said, they're not very good at adjusting their game plan. You know, like Yopaj is a player that's very aggressive, and we have seen him have stand-up performances. You know, he goes 15-0, but other games he's like 1-9 because he does not adjust his gameplay. He is not as strong always, you know, depending on his early game, but he just keeps playing the same way, and it can be a little bit of an Achilles heel.
Interesting, interesting. So would you like to see T1 throwing some curveballs perhaps in the draft towards Neon and try and get them off their A game?
I mean, Karl I consider as one of the best mid laners in SEA to begin with, so I think Yopaj is going to have a harder time against him. And they also prioritize his picks a lot. So Karl will probably end up having the advantageous matchup, which we then will have to see how Neon can counteract it. Will they gank a lot more in the mid lane, or will they just, you know, try to adjust their gameplay?
If you're looking at curveballs, possibly more coming from Neon. If you remember in the tournament, even position 5 Troll, it's when it comes to T1, it's mostly Enigma being picked and then flexed from 3 to 5. When it comes to Neon, they just flex everything, so it's way more probable to see it from them.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it might be Neon who end up getting the advantage in the drafting phase then, but we'll see how it goes inside the game. I think T1, though, they do keep their drafts very kind of tame, but also, you know, they're not afraid to pick a kind of newer hero. You know, they've been playing a lot with the CM, and if they see that something's good, they're not afraid to pick it. They're not slaves to the meta, I would say, which I like from them. Yeah,
they're the first to pick heroes they really like this Puck, you know, they play super well in it with Zephyr, and Karl also plays a magnificent Puck. So, as you said, they're not afraid to pick it. And we'll probably see them go back to the same style they always go for, which is 4 Protect 1.
They played the Puck together with the Phoenix, which is one of the reasons why Neon instantly snatches that Phoenix away from T1. And also, it's just a strong hero. You can combo it now with the Mars, and you're in a good spot as the opener. Meanwhile, T1, they need to really figure out what their next pick is going to be. Is it going to be something that's good versus Phoenix? Is it going to be maybe even a Mars to snatch it away? But when it comes to bans, they're very, very predictable. Troll and the Pango from T1, it's the backbone of Neon. I was surprised that Neon did not pick Keeper of the Light, however, first. But I think they didn't because they wanted to snatch that Phoenix away from the Puck.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. And Coddle against Puck is also a bit risky, because he can get on top of you and burst you down really fast. So I like that.
You have to always be on the back lines, which is what you usually do as Kotal, but it makes it a little bit more difficult to play.
Yeah.
Earth Spirit.
Wait, just to confirm, if T1 wins this, then our top 3 are pretty much guaranteed already. It's just we don't know where they're going to be, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, if T1 win this, then they are guaranteed third place, and Fnatic and Neon must play a tiebreaker against each other to find out who's going to take first and who's going to take second, and that's, of course, also the major playoff spot, which is huge.
If T1 wins it, isn't
Then
Neon
versus
and
T1, right?
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
it's
sorry,
Neon and
it's
T1.
Neon and
Fnatic
T1
first.
who are tied, and they have to play another tiebreaker against each other.
Okay, so if they win here, can we just let them play another game instantly?
Would probably make sense, really, but
Warmed up already?
Just
Let's go.
tiebreaker instantly.
they're all
after.
here. Yeah.
Alchemist,
Yeah.
first
Alchemist.
2.
All right.
Really taking a lot of inspiration from Europe.
Okay.
I
I'm worried.
hope if they took the inspiration from Europe, they also take the item build. If you see what Seb is doing, if you see that medallion, snatch that. Don't go for some offlane Battle Fury with Shadow Blade. Alchemist.
Looking at
that's-
you, Masaros. Come on, buddy.
I mean,
Yeah,
the item
yeah.
build is always like earn boots, sometimes medallion into just Aghanims,
Yeah.
right? Like, yeah, you don't want to be greedy on it.
Just
here.
bring a little bit of utility and that's it. From
Yeah.
the offlane, something that tanks you up a little bit and makes you actually a hero, not just a creep that's running around with acid spray and stun. So
Yeah. To
Monkey-
be fair, though, Acid Spray and Stun are amazing spells now. They got buffed quite a bit. Acid Spray -7 armor is pretty intense.
Definitely. Monkey King and Ursa banned out by Neon. Monkey King to be expected. When you look at T1, they don't have too many games on record. Neon has way more because they're playing every single league together with this. T1 is focusing mostly on the DPC league, and Monkey King is their most picked hero. They also flex quite a bit. So
Yeah, it's also a lane dominator versus the Alchemist as well. You don't really get much from the lane in that situation, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, on paper, there are a lot of really good heroes against Alchemist. Yesterday, we have seen Secret pick Slark against Alchemist, but for some reason, Alchemist is completely free-farmed anyway. Like, it's not a weak laner anymore because it Acid Spray level 1, -4 armor, deals 20 damage per second. It's not something you can just fight in, especially if there's a support with him. So I think the image that people have of Alchemist, you know, they kind of have to change their view. It's not that weak hero that can't fight back. Like, if you fight him in lane, he packs a punch.
yeah, definitely because of the acid spray. So you need to find a way to fight when the acid spray is out somehow. That's the only way.
Which is like
Yeah.
10 seconds
10
or 9 seconds.
yeah, exactly. Especially with the build as well. If he goes for a bracer, like he's tanky enough. Plus he hits you real hard too with that minus armor. Okay, Wraith King, Ursa, Monkey King so far. Neon completely focusing on the core picks.
Yeah, they just want to protect the Alchemist.
What do you think? It's still possible to just put the Alchemist, by the way, on a core
On
role?
carry,
right?
yeah,
On
yeah.
a carry or...
It's always possible. If you
so-
don't address him enough, he can suddenly become that one, and you're like, oops.
Yeah, so
Too
you have to be
bad.
careful still if you're T1.
Yeah. I'm surprised they banned Wraith King, because like, you just farm all the skeletons.
All the skeletons,
You
yeah,
get like
yeah.
1,000 gold.
A lot of money.
And it's not really the best hero versus Phoenix at all. Not a lot of attack speed. You itemized to it, definitely, but
But again, T1 did pick a lot of Wraith King, so they're very comfortable
it's like
with
their
it.
most picked
Yeah.
carry. Yeah.
Yeah, they love it. Shaman, though, to counter out the puck. Also not too bad about Earth Spirit as well, but that can go both ways as well. Obviously, Earth Spirit's very good at interrupting the shackles if he can get on top of that Shaman. So
I'm just wondering if we might see Jackie with the Arc Warden again. Yeah, like you scale decently well versus Alk. It's also decent versus the Phoenix, as you have two heroes. Very good versus Shadow Shaman as well because of the magnetic field. The only problem is, last game when they played Arc Warden, it was a really good Arc Warden game. Plus, they were the favorites. They were just outskilling. I think it was Execration. In this game, Alchemist just comes online a bit faster, and you might not have that space in the triangle to farm away. Ah!
there he
Snacking!
is. There he is. Eating away. Whiteman on the left.
Not a surprise.
Pulse 5.
I want to see his like stash of snacks. It's like a house tour, and here is my stash. Legion Commander. Wait, so it's not an offline Alchemist.
It will be a core Alchemist, most likely Legion Commander to lane versus the Disruptor, right? It's pretty solid.
I think the plan is to put the Alchemist against the Puck. If he's middle, they want to put it middle. If it's off lane, they want to put a safe lane. Because Puck really can't pressure an Alchemist like at all, 0%.
Yeah.
We have seen it so many times, especially in China. This Alchemist just gets like minute 9 Battle Fury against this Puck, and
Timbersaw.
okay. So that means they're also trying to match the
Timbersaw
Timber
into
against
Alk,
the Elk. Yeah.
Sunray later on is a little bit scary for the Timber.
If you
but
get dueled in a Sunray, you can die fast.
Yeah, it's a potent combo.
Or shackled into Sunray even. Like the two supports can kill you. We'll have to see how that Timber pick turns out to be for them, but
Yeah.
We definitely do see why they picked it. In SCA, it's a very popular pick. Masarus yesterday just crushed with it, but it was the perfect Timber game. Here, it's pretty good versus the cores, but the two supports can really mess him up quite a bit.
mid lane for Neon. Something that lanes well against Timber as well as Puck. That's not easy to find. Because like a Dragon Knight is really good against Puck, but
But not
Timber
good versus
destroys
Timber,
him.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to be a very delicate pick. Maybe they will just pick one of the spirits.
They can flex something and put the Alchemist safe lane or mid as
So,
well.
based on the 4 heroes we've got picked on each side so far, that's what the draft analysis is looking like. You can see here where the power spikes of both these teams come in, and it's looking like the biggest advantages for T1 here, especially looking at how they can take Roshan and how much tower damage they can output in
Damn,
this
and
game.
Roshan damage mostly on the Alchemist. I wonder if this is mostly because Alchemists get that big power spike and then you go into the
Yeah, you
pit.
get his AC, you go Acid Spray, is it minus...
They've got the
12
Shaman for the
armor.
wards as well, so yeah, always going to be a big problem. Meanwhile, they don't really have that covered on the side of Neon, but also they haven't picked their carry yet. So.
I just love how draft analysis on the side of T1 is literally everything Alchemist. But we should switch it up, right? Like Neon Esports should be on the right and T1 should be on the left, I believe, because Alchemist was on the right. I believe so. But in any case, Alchemist is just covering everything. It's just green on one side
Yeah.
completely.
Oh, yeah, that's that boy, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Like-
Neon should be
Yeah.
Neon on the team with Alchemist.
We
but-
got it. We understood
Yeah,
it.
we know. Basically, Alchemist is a strong-ass hero. Just wards give you so much tower push and like objective taking potential.
He's literally the ultimate for Protect 1, right?
He
Like,
really is. He really is. Also,
in the words of old Cinderan, well, not so old, but wise Sind.
So what carries are left then? Ursa's banned out, Monkey's banned out. Those are really good against the Legion commander.
Yep.
If you're looking at carries, Legion is pretty dominant if Ursa and Monkey are out of the game. There aren't many heroes that Legion really cares about. There could be potentially a Juggernaut, which is good against Phoenix, and really good against Alchemist in late game. But Legion lanes quite well against Jug.
They could
It's
go with
scary.
the Arc once again for Jackie. Like
They could,
it's
but
possible.
Arc 1 is a bit scared of Legion too.
Yeah, but you can save your allies with Magnetic Field as well, as long as you don't get caught. If you have to clone up, you can use that. PA.
That's not what I expected at all.
Interesting.
It's not that good against Phoenix, and against Legion is also not that good. And this Legion will have a free game. Like you lane against Disruptor, you can just press the
Press
Thunder
the-
Strike
yeah,
off.
Thunder Strike off,
And a
definitely.
P8, you don't do anything to Legion. So the offlane is looking really crisp. Shadow Shaman Legion, expecting a lot of good farm from them. Now they need some sort of space maker.
What about the team fight?
Playmaker.
Overall for T1, the team fight in the mid game definitely looks strong. You have Earth Spirit, Puck, Disruptor, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a lot of
They have a
damage.
lot of team fight.
A lot of damage coming. Meanwhile, on Neon...
Not a lot of stuns though.
Yeah. Okay, I can see that, but they do have catch.
They
You
do have catch.
Puck, you
Yes.
have Earth Spirit,
It's just they don't have the good stuns. Like when somebody's coiled, they will be able to fight back.
Yeah, so so far for me, T1, I'm not impressed with their last pick overall,
Same.
but their draft, like the first 4 picks, do look all right.
If
They look solid.
Neon needs something like a Void Spirit, just a space maker, playmaker,
Playmaker, any kind, right?
Yeah,
for,
like Void is not the best against Puck Earth Spirit, of course, but they need a hero that can just go in and out and just fight early on. So there's Void Spirit,
They-
Ember Spirit is banned already.
They could double down for something like DP as well, right? On Neon.
DP is
just
good.
go for full team fight.
Potentially even DK, because then if they
Banned.
put the Puck, DK
Yeah,
is
it's banned
banned.
by T1 in the middle phase.
Oh, DK, they banned it
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they did pick the Puck. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. TA is too greedy. Like, I would not want to see a TA here.
Well,
TA Alchemist is way too greedy.
What about Viper? It gives you some break versus
They,
the
they
PA
played
and
they
the-
played Gyro even on mid lane, which
Viper
is
is okay.
that-
I just want a guy that can, go in with spells, deal damage, Void Spirit, Gyrocopter.
Yeah.
You already have the frontline initiator, which is Legion Commander.
They
who
play
have a
that
good-
crazy magic damage gyro build from the mid lane. It's possible. They go
Razor.
with the Razor.
See?
Okay,
Oh.
okay. It's
It's a good hero against PA. It does really well against Puck. Like, Puck has no chance in that lane.
No.
Like, he already had a base damage nerf last patch.
But hold on. It's Natsumi playing the Razor and Yopaj playing the Alchemist.
They do put the Alchemist against the Puck that we spoke about?
They want to put the Razor versus the Timber, Alchemist versus
okay.
the Puck. This is something that we talked about earlier. Should be very easy for Alchemist. The draft of Neon looks very wonky. Like, it's not truly the 3 cores that you usually see in the meta, but it does make sense why they picked them.
But they're just going to win 3 lanes, right?
Yeah,
they set them
should.
up to at
They
least.
should, definitely.
Yeah. And if they lose the lanes, it's going to look really bad for them. Like,
Yeah,
if
they're
somehow
gonna get
this
crushed.
PA loses... I mean, it wins against Legion Commander,
against
suddenly
Legion.
it's like, what?
So I really like T1's team fighting composition. I love the fact that they can make a stand around that triangle, get the PA her farm. I'm just not sure if they will be able to even get to that point because of the lanes.
Prediction, please.
The Razor versus Timber, the Alchemist versus Puck. I'm going with Neon.
Neon, okay. Black.
Yeah, me too. I think Alchemist, if he's pressed the attack, he would just kill pretty much everything. They don't have enough damage on T1 to really bring him down post BKB until very late game. So.
T1 need to hit some serious timings in this game if they want to stand a chance of bringing it back. Will Neon give them the opportunity to do so? I mean, the only thing I'm saying is that if Neon don't absolutely kick off on this Alchemist, they don't have damage. And I don't think they're going to be able to pressure hard enough. I think this PA is going to end up having a good game after a rough early start. So I'm actually going to go T1 for this one. Let's bring in our casters for this game number 1 and find out what they have to think about this first game.
Pick up, go first, go fast. All right, I got to go fast. I was in Avatar form the other day. I went into the Spirit Realm. I forget what it's actually called. People are going to hate me for that, but spoke to past avatars, and they gave me some advice, and they told me Neon was going to win this game.
I'll go with Neon. I watched the Avatar. That's the only thing I did. But I'll go with the more Dota knowledge. Their lanes look good. The mid Alchemist, yeah, he should not be pressured. Should be a decent lane against the Puck. And it's a mid Alchemist, so he comes online a bit faster. Grievel's Greed, you get more points in it because you're getting the solo XP. And yeah, he just feels unkillable once he reaches a certain point. You know, that BKB, Legion with the press in the back. Sounds good.
Alrighty then, B Couple of Cast, take it away for the first game of this best of 3 decision-making series between T1 and Neon Esports.
Thank you, Nomad. Coming into the last series of the regular season, you know, that doesn't include anything that might come afterwards, but we're here, Neon, T1, 2 teams towards the top that, I mean, their destiny is in their own hands now, and it is going to be an interesting series to see who can come out on top.
This type of series where every move matters, we can expect them, you know, making a bit more mistakes because there's a lot at stake there. So,
You think the nerves? We see a couple of
for sure,
flubs.
for sure. You know, there's gonna be either like we're not gonna see like any aggression from the teams because they're afraid to make many mistakes. But this favors Neon a bit more because they have Alchemist. So you want to be able to invade the jungle, pressure him, possibly take some stacks. They have good heroes to do so. You have Earth Spirit, you have a Puck, you also have a Timbersaw. So they're swapping things around. I love that from T1. They're putting a Timbersaw on the mid lane against the Alchemist because T1... they were in a spot where they could potentially lose all 3 lanes. If it was Razor against the Timber, the panel talked about how Alchemist free farms against the Puck because he doesn't have much armor. You use Acid Spray, that's -4, so you're kind of in a bad state. You're just receiving pure damage pretty much. So now they're changing things around. I want to see if Neon will try to make some, you know, adjustments to it. Because Alchemist will struggle.
Right.
Timbersaw into melee strength hero is just too powerful for Timber.
Yeah, so we'll see if they do make any changes. Meanwhile, Carl is in the offlane on this Puck and already taking a lot of harassment. One thing I guess I have to note about talking about whether or not the pressure is on is Neon technically do have a spot in the major. Regardless of the outcome of this event, it just depends on where they end. Whereas for T1, Januel going down to Jackie for first blood. Jackie on that Phantom Assassin. Need those good timings from that Phantom Assassin to give T1 a better chance of taking this game.
Yeah, that's a huge mistake from Play Hard on the offlane. You're playing into Disruptor. You know that he wants to get Thunderstrike. There's no way he skills anything else. So instead of taking the overwhelming odds, he should have started with Press the Attack. Oh my god, like this bottom lane just got way worse. They got level 2 from that. Whitemon gets a glimpse and sends Phoenix back to the fountain. So he needs to walk back.
Yeah, that is always a bad feeling when you try to TP back to lane, you're immediately sent back, and then all of a sudden your off laner's eating a lot of harassment, and that lane looks really good for Jackie so far. That being said, the safe lane for the side of Neon looks not as good. Obviously, there was no first blood in that top lane, but it looks like it's going really well.
And all that happened because you misused one of the skills. Like, you should have, it's 100% press the attack in this lane against the Disruptor. You remove the slow. It doesn't matter that much, but it's also like a good trading thing where you get the attack speed, you get some extra HP from it. Huge mistake from Playhard. Actually going to cost them probably the lane. It could have been an easy lane for them. Like, there's nothing Disruptor and Phantom Assassin can do if they just get to press the attack, pretty much. It's that simple.
So
But it is what it is, B-Cop, so
Yeah.
they have to adjust. Probably
Have to see.
realize the mistake.
It becomes tough. Is there a way to recover it? Like, if you get one kill here, is that enough to recover the lane, or is it like completely now favoring is up towards top? Ooh, neutral creep gets the kill into Beal as both Carl and Zephyr go for him. A lot of pressure coming in from T1, at least for the moment.
Yeah, so mid lane will be a struggle for Alchemist, especially with the level, so you will need to bail out pretty soon. I guess Neon did not want to put Razor in the mid lane. Razor needs a long lane to work with, because on the mid lane there's just not enough space for him to utilize his static link. Especially against Timber. You know, if it's a melee hero, sure, that doesn't have any escape. One Timber Chain, he's out, so not too much value that you get from it.
So we'll see how that progresses. Natsumi, he's sitting towards the top at 17 and 7. Another Stifling Dagger onto the Phoenix. You've got level 4 for Yopaj as well as Cuckoo. Saw that Timbersaw yesterday really destroy from Masaros. Ended up getting that Flamethrower. He was outputting so much damage in that game yesterday.
That was a good performance by him.
Wonder if we see a Timbersaw performance as dominant as that one. Yopaj popping that salve. Only 12 CS at the moment. Timber up towards the top at 21 and 8 and continuing to just throw out that Whirling Death. 4-minute runes come out. It's over bottom. It's a haste. See who ends up picking that one up. Should be Cuckoo. Will be. He'll refill that bottle.
Once Timbersaw hits level 6, I think it's time for Alchemist to just bail, go into the jungle, make some stacks for himself. Yeah, you can see Yopaj trying to manipulate the creep wave possibly, but there is Zephyr already there with the move, being ready to possibly threaten a kill on the Alchemist.
Yeah. And again, Stifling Dagger on a Januel. He's just getting harassed in this lane. He really hasn't been able to accomplish much, and I would say the same it could be said for Playhard, but at least he's CSing relatively well. 26 and 2, second on the CS. So happy to see that so far. 5-minute bounty runes come out. Shackle, Static Link, all through on a Zephyr. He'll be kicked away and roll away, so he gets out of the hands of Natsumi as Carl takes a little bit more damage here, but it's not a kill just yet for Neon.
Yeah, we see that more often. Just the two heroes rotate to secure the bounty runes, especially if you have like mobile heroes. Razor already has Boots of Speed, something that we don't see quite often in the safe lane, but you know, Razor is a hero that needs that movement speed to get the maximum out of the static link. So now the game slows down a bit. Alchemist trying to be in the jungle. Zephyr even sitting at 160 HP. He's still trying to put some pressure. He knows that Alchemist doesn't have a point in Unstable Concoction, so you know, can't just get away with that. Follow him. And Cuckoo is level 6, Orb of Venom ready, so a lot of kill potential there. Doesn't even have level 6 yet on Yopaj, so Alchemist is very vulnerable.
Yeah, very vulnerable indeed. He's just getting pressured by Zephyr out of the jungle, going back towards mid. And then, you know, Cuckoo's just able to have presence there because he's level 6, and Alchemist isn't. This is a bit of a different performance in terms of aggression from both teams that we've seen throughout the entirety of the DPC. Both these teams were high octane, just go, go, go.
Oh, Zephyr gets all the last hits from Yopaj. This is pretty big. Like, they're putting a lot of pressure on this Alchemist. I think he's just been running around for the last minute, even more than a minute, not getting any CS.
He's just been trying to get that level 6, trying to get some CS, and he's not
Needs to
finding any
walk
of it.
back. Like, Zephyr is in his face. Even though, as I said, he's sitting at less than half HP, still doing so much work.
Honestly, pretty crazy how well he is just holding this Alchemist out. Yopaj just having no presence right now. You've got a Phantom Assassin who's out farming an Alchemist by 1,000 gold.
He comes back to the lane. They don't have the best heroes to rotate. None of these heroes threaten any kind of pressure on Timbersaw. Timbersaw's super tanky, and we can see T1 bringing 2 extra heroes, 2 supports, because they feel very safe. Phantom Assassin being alone on the bottom. They're making a move on Januel.
And they want to get the kill here on the Phoenix.
He's ready with that glimpse.
A kinetic field. I think Januel was hoping that it would get used a little bit earlier. There's not really much place for him to run. He's going to try and Icarus dive away. Carl not actually ready for him to Icarus dive over and won't be able to get the kill. So held that glimpse, just unable to use it. Only level 1, not the longest range on it.
Someone from Neon needs to keep them busy for Alchemist to actually be able to get his items online. There are no stacks for the Alchemist as well, so that's gonna hurt quite a lot. Now he made one for himself, you know, it's something.
It gets that stack, but it's just 1. They've already lost that mid-tier 1 tower, so T1 already cutting into the map. We're 8 minutes in, and it's just so uncharacteristic of the region that it's only 1-0 at the moment. Yopaj getting pressured, Zephyr trying to TP out. There should be a Hex and then a Shackle here, but this is 4 heroes rotating.
Yeah, that's why I said at the start of the game, you know, that we're probably not going to see many kills. The game will slow down. Both teams, they need to win this series, so like playing super cautious about everything. Carl is level 4 on the top. Like he's been really struggling. 14 CS.
Man, just not much in terms of CS at that number, and it's been Natsumi who's done a good job there, but at the same time, like he's only got 3,200 gold compared to the Phantom Assassin, who feels like, well, Jackie, he's going to the Battle Fury and he's getting there quick.
They sacrificed Carl's farm to be able to give Cuckoo's Timbersaw free lane in the mid, and now he took the tower, is invading the jungle, so you can pretty much certainly say that you know where Alchemist is. If he's not in the jungle there, that means he's in the triangle, so very easy to invade. Working towards that Battle Fury, it's not going to be the greatest timing. 9 minutes in, has only Claymore. He needs like 2-3 minutes of being left alone.
Needs some safety, or to try and find some safety right now, and it's going to be tough. Bottom lane TP in, as they might go for play hard. They've brought Cuckoo over. They've got the kinetic field. Jackie jumps, play hard, getting really low, hit by that whirling death. Trying to run from this Timber, and now Dabiel's being caught. Stifling Dagger, there's the Shackles, but Dabiel's just standing in the Chakram, getting hit by Jackie, and he's got another kill. Stifling Dagger again on a play hard. They want to continue to chase. They've got Carl over here, who does have Dream Coil. He'll drop it, and they'll get a second. So T1 just invading and putting the pressure on Neon, who have no response right now.
They have no response, as you said, to Cuckoo's Timbersaw. He's playing well. He's, you know, giving back to his team all the free lane that he got, invading the enemy jungle, playing with the team, outnumbering the opponent's Alchemist. He's getting some free time. You know, he's getting a couple of CS. Still, should be like 13 to 15 minute Battle Fury if he doesn't die.
Hoping he can get that Battle Fury quickly, try and gain top spot in the net worth. He's still sitting 1,000 gold behind this Phantom Assassin, who is just 1 component away from getting that Battle Fury. But bottom, Jackie's caught. Duel's there. And Natsumi has the kill on the Jackie. They've got dual damage into the hands of Playhard. They might be able to get the tier 1 tower too, because they've got the circle wards right there.
Got level 6, gets the Hex off, nice smoke. Natsumi decided to go for Hood this game. A lot of magical damage on the T1. So yeah, he needs to be more active. Like, he needs to play with the team. He's on the top of the net worth for his team. If we exclude Alchemist, who does not want to take any fights until he gets Battle Fury +1 item. I just want to see if that's going to be like SNY into BKB or BKB possibly into SNY. A lot of sustain from Neon. Like once they get the ball rolling, once they get the levels, press the attack, one extra item on Alchemist, the Sunray. Like this Alchemist is going to be problematic. And now they're trying to make some pressure on the map, put Alchemist in a spot where he can free farm, and that's exactly what's happening.
Whitemon caught, but they've got Koro in. Static Storm and the Dream Coil on to 2. Nice little combo there that should net them at least one. We'll get the second to Januel.
Yeah, Whitemon's Disruptor throughout this league has been on point. Like his spell usage, his rotations, definitely one of the best position 5 players that Southeast Asia can offer. A really extraordinary player. And just, you know, overall a cheerful guy. Always smiles, always eats something on the camera.
I mean,
becoming a fan of him, for sure.
He inspired us to buy our own little, like, breadsticks.
He really did.
Went into the store, we were like, apparently these are really good. I guess I'll buy these.
I'll have a box.
It's the subliminal advertising that he's doing while he's eating on the draft screen. Still a 2K lead here for T1. 2 kills there for the Radiant side, and Jackie just about 400 gold away from grabbing this Battle Fury. Yopaj is starting to recover, though. Only 400 gold behind. You've got Playhard, who's still having a decent game. You know, you can see that he's way in front of where Carl was. Ooh, Blade Mail
I don't think
and
that's
the
the
duel.
target you want to duel.
Oh, boy! At least you're not giving away duel damage.
What
You
the
still
hell
are
was
dead.
that?
Now they'll go after this Razor, and they've got the Serpent Wards as well as the Supernova down. Jackie's going to fight into this, but they get the kill on Natsumi. Static Storm is in. Roll forward looking for Debil. The Magnetize out into both these supports. They'll try and run the Shadow Shaman away, but 3 heroes down on the side of Nia.
They just went on an Alchemist, on Timbersaw, who's pretty much the tankiest hero in the team, and he had a team to actually back him up there. Very weird decision-making from Neon.
Do they think the Blade Mail is going to be the difference maker? Because I didn't. Granted, it's not my decision. I just... you saw how much damage he was able to pump out. It wasn't much against that Timbersaw.
Maybe if like Chakram was out, maybe they would have enough damage. So like look at the time. This is actually perfect.
Wow.
Both carries at the same time picking up Battle Fury.
Another duel onto the Timbersaw. Sunray. Cuckoo does get low this time, but they don't get the kill. I don't know if the mindset is not dueling for damage and just dueling for lockdown to get the follow-up, which... I mean, if they get the kill there, obviously.
If Razor
okay
was
with
a
that.
bit closer, use the static link, that's a kill. But, yeah. Timbersaw's still pretty hard to take down. Getting closer to the Blink Dagger. A 4K gold lead for T1 against the Alchemist lineup. This feels really good for them.
Is under attack.
There's a big split between the Razor and I would say the Timber.
Puck got up nicely.
And then
like
Puck
they're the
caught up,
same.
yeah.
They have the same amount of farm at the moment. Boots of Travel, Veil going into Blink Dagger. I like it. They have a ton of magical damage with just like Disruptor, Heart Spirit with Veil. Also, I believe that's a full Spirit Vessel on him.
Coming over, Icarus dive away. Cuckoo spotting them. They've got the glimpse on a Playhard, who will be hit with the Static Storm. Pops the Blade Mail, but that's not going to do enough. And now Natsumi as well as Januel were trying to help. They'll lose Januel. They look over at Natsumi, who's got the Static Link. They have the Shackle with the stun follow-up from Yopaj. They'll get Cuckoo. So roll forward, look for Debil, and now they've got the silence on it too. The glimpse back. They may have actually saved Natsumi's life for a second, but Jackie's there with a crit and a kill. As they look over and throw a dagger at Debil and get himself a second.
This is one-man army. Yopaj. Want to see if they're going to chase? Nope. Deeping out, trying to get some more farm. Yasha online. These are not good trades for Neon. Like, they want to do too much. I think they're misreading their timings in this game. Legion Commander going in. Now, you need to play with the Alchemist. Like, Alchemist needs one more item, and then you can go. Like, you can feel that they just don't have enough damage, and it's very scary to fight into Puck, Disruptor, Earth Spirit. I already said he has a full Spirit Vessel, so that's a ton of overtime damage in the team fights. They don't have any Dispels besides that Presty attack.
The team fight from T1 is just devastating. There's so much there. They really need this Blink Dagger for play hard. That'll help them maybe line up something a little bit more aggressive, right?
For sure. But T1, the way they're playing right now, they're not playing for pickoffs. Just get Phantom Assassin some farm, working towards that BKB. She has a couple of stacks to work with, and then go together. It's just all about, you know, going together. They can split push, Puck with the BOTs, 1,000 gold away from a Blink Dagger, so that's going to help out quite a lot. Puck needs to be a bit more careful, you know, playing into that hex. Let's see, that should be a dual damage.
It's going to be close, just not in time. They do get the kill.
Very close. 2 times very close, you get +10.
It's one of those cards that you get. We'll stamp it when you come back with the second one.
Yeah.
You get to 10 dual damage. Okay. That's right there with earlier in the season we talked about if you have 4/4 staffs, automatic victory. What else did we say? I think there was some
we said a
weird
lot
rules.
of dumb stuff, so I'm not keeping track of it, so...
I try to remember. I'll think of it later when we're not on the mic. Nopash finally surpassing this Phantom Assassin, who's going into the BKB and is only the recipe away. So Jackie, close to a BKB, which could be devastating for Neon. Nopash just trying to get himself now a BKB after he went into the Sanjin Yasha first. Do finally have a Blink Dagger, though, on Play Hard. Earth Spirit BKB, Yule's on Whitemon. And then that Blink picked up for Carl on the Puck.
So Neon could smoke up right now, push the mid lane. Let's see if they have any smokes. There is one on Phoenix. It's probably going to be a smoke. And try to make stuff happen. You have 2 big items. SNY on Alchemist, the Blink Dagger that you talked about. Sunray is maxed out. I really like that from Januel in this game because he was kind of struggling and he understands like it's much better to max out Sunray.
Hex.
They caught him.
Duel, is it going to come in after the silence? No, not yet. There was that Yule's used by Cuckoo, so now you don't have a Blade Mail when you're fighting into the duel. May not feel confident in taking this fight. But Supernova, Whitemon close. Not close enough, and now the Static Storm gets committed. They might turn on this. They've got the roll in, and damage coming through on Natsumi with the BKB being popped here by Jackie. They've got the Dream Coil on the other side of the fight, drop down on both supports on the side of Neon, and they're going to take them both out with Play Hard.
Oh man, they're getting outplayed so hard right now. Climbing uphill with no vision, not being able to use any duel. He was kind of waiting, you know. I want to get that dual damage. It didn't happen because he's sitting at 10, used it prematurely a couple of times, and now this opens up the Roche for T1. So they are missing their momentum here on side of Neon.
Yeah, Alchemist is getting farmed, but the rest of the team is not anymore. They're falling very, very far behind. They were at one point equal, not anymore. Timber surpassing this Razor by about 3K, and well, Puck, who is behind this Legion by like 1,000, now up by 2.
Yeah, you also have a Razor lineup, but Razor doesn't really scale that much. Like he hits the peak timing with 2-3 items, wants to put some pressure on the enemy team. He's not the hero that loves to play from behind, and they already have pretty much everyone has a way of getting away from the static link. It's either Timber Chain, Kick, Roll, Glimpse, Puck with the Orb. So Blink Strike. This Razor's gonna struggle getting the static link off.
So we'll see if Natsumi can even get anything done. Jackie nearby, I believe, spotting Yopaj, who's charging up the stun, and if he goes out too far and doesn't throw it, I think maybe T1 thought about jumping in on him. Very dangerous, though, under the Tier 2 tower.
Drawings on the minimap says we should probably push out mid, push out bottom instead.
Yeah, and then you can see just circling the triangle from the side of Neon. Maybe they're all going to move there in bunches, get a cutoff on some of these players on T1.
A lot of drawings on the minimap right now. What needs to be done? Push out top. They're probably making a move, trying to get behind the Alchemist. Who was that? That was White Mons drawing on the minimap. So he has a really nice read on what's happening in the game, because as soon as Alchemist showed on the bottom, he just drew a line how the rest of the team is going to connect with him. And this is actually what happened.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So they smoked up on the side of T1. They don't find anything, though. Continuing to farm is the Alchemist trying to get into that Blink Dagger. Only a couple hundred gold away from that. They're going to smoke up once again. Cross through mid. They should certainly meet, but Carl's on the high ground, so he breaks the smoke. Yopaj, again, doesn't have a gap closer to throw out a stun, but Playhard does. How far are you willing to go, though? A waning rift there from Carl avoids the duel with the Blade Mail once again, so that's not the first time that Playhard's missed that. Dream Coil snaps it, Chakram right on top. Playhard getting a glimpse back. But here's the Alchemist just trying to right-click. He doesn't really do that much damage. He looks over at Zephyr, who's dropped down the Magnetize. Supernova's in an okay spot. Maybe not the best with the BKB pop here by Jackie. They'll start to chase this Phantom Assassin, but the Supernova goes off, and now it's time for T1 to reinitiate. They'll go after Natsumi as well as Januel, and they'll Timber Chain all the way across, have the glimpse with the Stifling Dagger. Double kill for Jackie. Alchemist is caught. Triple for Jackie.
Oh, T1 playing the fight so well, going in and out multiple times, and they have a mobile lineup. I talked about how they can just get away from the static link. Same thing about the Phoenix Egg. Like, they don't get value. I don't think Phoenix Egg in this game actually hit anything, and I don't think it stunned anything. So every single time they see it, they just go back, reset, and go back in again. Like, Cuckoo is in their face, creating a lot of chaos in the back lines. Very hard for Neon right now to fight into.
Hey, you look at just how the fight gets broken up in a way that T1 are certainly happy about. You know, there's not really much of an answer from Neon, especially once they use everything and they're on the run. And these are the results. Jackie just gets the cleanup. They're fighting once again. Cuckoo getting hit with Sunray, Static Link, damage coming out, starting to build up, but behind them is the Earth Spirit. Plasma Field finally finishes off Cuckoo. It's charged up, but the stun does not get off from the hands of the Alchemist. They get the kill on Januel as well as Debil,
Puck
and
is
now
still alive.
Yopaj is trying to go
they will
through.
bring him down. At least it's something. 400 gold for Natsumi's Razor. Its problem is, like, this lineup is falling off so quickly. We're relying on momentum. Legion Commander has only 10 dual damage at this point.
After
Alchemist,
about 5 duels, too.
he does not want to play from behind. Same goes for Razor. So it's kind of tough. It says 8,000 gold lead for T1, but since you're playing against the Alchemist, it feels like it's much more.
Yeah, you see the cores on the side of T1 that have certainly pulled away from their lane opponents, but you know, like, you're comparing the Alch to the Phantom Assassin, and then you just look at the difference from everybody else. Like, it's an 8K split basically between the 4 other heroes, which is quite a bit. Now they'll get the duel, but there's the glimpse. Can they get the kill here? And they will. Zephyr finally falling and giving dual damage to Playhard again. Now has 30. Triples up on his damage. So that also, all of a sudden, it's a 6K lead.
A Phantom Assassin is getting out of control. Jackie's getting so much farm.
Yeah.
Deso done. He's also bringing a full basher. Like, these items are just multiplying so quickly. Battle Fury kicking in. Next Roche may respawn in 2 minutes. So I don't think T1 wants to make too many aggressive moves. They could potentially make one, you know, because it's a... Even if they lose a fight, they can still take another fight inside a pit. There is one smoke on Disruptor. Rest of the team is not there. So Carl just continues to split push. Once he gets that Lincoln Sphere, it's going to become even easier for him against the duel, against the Static Link, and most importantly, instant initiation coming out from Hex. So I like the Lincoln's pickup. He's not playing that mid puck that goes in, does stuff that scales, Dagon 5 type or getting a death. So he understands we have enough damage from the Phantom Assassin, and I needed to recover. I just love the itemization from him. Gets Veil, which is a cheap damage amplification for himself and for the rest of the team. And then, he will be able to scale. Like, after the laning stage, he recovered real nicely. He's 1 and 18. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, he's really had quite the comeback, and this Linken's is going to definitely help him stay alive in these fights. Natsumi going Sanjin Yasha. He's already got the Yasha picked up. That BKB at 10 seconds with that early hood that we saw earlier. BKB for the Legion, and Alk, his BKB is 9 as he goes into the Abyssal. He's already picked up the Basher.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So Yopaj with that Basher. Battle Fury picks up Cloak of Flames. Might pass that off. This is a smoke coming out from T1. He talked about how White Mine was holding it. Now he finally uses it. We'll see if they could come over and maybe catch somebody out. Not catching anybody just yet, as Neon have wisely stayed towards the towers on the right side of the map. And they're not really looking to engage on Neon. They just want to farm. Like
Both teams very careful, holding the high ground in case enemy team makes a move. Let's see the Roche respawn in a couple of seconds when it's going to be. Phantom Assassin was trying to get like S and Y. Status resistance is good against Shaman, against like Duel, but it's a bit too late to get that item, so Satanic I think is the correct choice. Satanic into Abyssal Blade to be able to blow up the supports. Man, Satanic was such an OP item before. Like, just stacking status resistance, SNY, Satanic. Can't get stunned, you get possibly a neutral item on top of that.
We just don't get stopped at all. Have status resistance as high as like 70%.
And she finds, of course, Orb of Destruction, -4 armor, -3 armor from Orb of Corruption, -6 from Deso, so that's -13. Let's check the armor. So Shaman, he goes negative armor. So the Phoenix is like 3 armored, so he's -10, which is gonna be like he can get one-shotted actually.
Might just blow up, and now they're going to try and fight this. They've got the smoke to blink forward. Carl with the Dream Coil down into 2, as well as the Waning Rift with the BKB being popped by Natsumi. They'll get the Supernova down. This is actually in a decent spot. This might blow up and hit Jackie, and they've got him in the duel. Supernova comes in with the Sunray. They get the kill on Jackie. They'll look over for the rest as the roll comes out on a Debil. Static Storm nicely placed on a 2, but the Abyssal Blade is used by Yopaj. Yopaj gets in onto the Earth Spirit of Zephyr. Whitemon gone. Debil dead. He'll buy back. Now Zephyr, he'll fall. 3 heroes dead. Stun comes in on the Cuckoo. They'll chase, they'll bash,
God, that attack
kill.
speed and bashes. Jackie overextended that. He did not have Blank Strike ready to disengage from the Supernova. Good Supernova in the back, and this time around they had the tools to actually lock him down, and now they get the Roche. So that's Cheese and Aegis, T1 in a difficult position. Like, they were the ones dictating the tempo of the game, using the smokes, putting the pressure on the map. Now the tables have turned.
Yeah, that was initiated by T1. Neon respond accordingly, and well, did a very good job in doing so. Get 4 kills. Debil did buy back.
Radiant's courier.
Cuckoo's courier picked up the cheese, then was killed. So swiping the cheese.
Still worth it. Cheese could make a hell of a lot of a difference. Let's say on a Phantom Assassin. But yeah, you mentioned that buyback. Shadow Shaman not hesitating at all to use it straight away. He's a bit... he's actually the least farm hero in this game, which is kind of surprising. But if you look at his skill build, didn't put more than 2 points in Ether Shock. Instead, he's going full control. Needs to be very careful about his positioning. It's a rough one. You're playing against all these mobile interior face heroes, Phantom Assassin, Puck causing a lot of issues, Earth Spirit rolling in, just Timber. So it's a rough one for Shadow Shaman for sure.
Yeah, that buyback gonna hurt his net worth, but not really what he's here for. Just looking for the control. He's already got the Aether Lens. He's hoping to get into that level 15 as soon as possible, get that extra cast range.
If he's able to use 2 set of spells in a team fight and then dies, he's more than happy.
Yeah. Maybe go... Well, he's going Glimmer. Sometimes we see that Shard, get that extra cast range on that.
I don't think he can afford to get a shard here. Needs to start thinking about defensive tools. Glimmer Cape is nice. The only way they can save him is like press the attack, but you want to kind of save that for someone else, possibly Razor or Alchemist, even Phoenix. And there's Phoenix Sunray, but you don't also want to use that on Shadow Shaman. So maybe like Eon Disc wouldn't be too bad either if he can farm that.
I've got the Swift Blink on the Alchemist. We saw how he was able to lock down pretty much everybody who stood in his way. Now with this Swift Blink, it just gets that much easier. With an Aegis, I wouldn't be surprised to see Neon maybe start to push the issue, at least get a tier 1 in the mid lane, and maybe work their way towards the rest.
Radiant structures are fortified.
So yeah, that Swift Blink that you talked about, plus press the attack and the Alchemist ulti, it's gonna be some insane attack speed, a lot of bashes.
T1, they need to find a way to potentially fight here. Not sure they exactly want to fight into the Aegis. They felt a lot of power with what Phantom Assassin was bringing them. But now maybe waiting on Jackie to have that Satanic ready to go.
T1 is so afraid right now. Neon not showing any heroes except Alchemist on the map, and he can easily just connect with the rest of the team. Swift Blink plus Chemical Rage, that's a lot of movement speed.
So Neon Smoke again.
Scanning.
Scan comes out from the Dire, not going to spot anybody. We'll see how T1 move, though. If they come out of this high ground, they might lose some of these heroes.
Oh, this is dangerous.
Looking for the duel, play hard, blinks in, Blade Mail pop, Yules up into the air, though, from Whitemon. He Yules himself. Static Storm in an interesting spot as the Supernova's on the backlines. 3 heroes to try and take this out. They've got the duel, but they just don't have a way to stop them from blowing up this egg. They still got the kill on Whitemon as well. Zephyr, they look over this puck and kill off Carl. But here comes Cuckoo, here comes Jackie. Down goes Play Hard, down goes Dabil. And Natsumi, his BKB is over. However, Yopaj, his isn't, and he still wants to go for Cuckoo for a second until he realizes that he should probably get back.
Disruptor getting caught, but you can still see reactions from him using the Yule Scepter, forcing a BKB out of the Legion Commander. Running around, trying to get some dual damage. I think they need to use Egg where Legion Commander is to be able to protect him with the possible duel. It was a bit far away. Yeah, you can see Whitemon just trying to make stuff happen, even though he's caught out of the bad position. Hits the egg a couple of times, and yeah, they get to the egg. If that egg goes off, the fight's just immediately over.
So the Phoenix goes down, buys back. They take out Playhard. He already got some dual damage. Jackie with a double kill. These 3 heroes on T1 didn't have buyback, but now only 20 seconds remain until everybody's back up for T1. Alchemist now 10K ahead of the Phantom Assassin. Has really recovered.
Yeah, so this lineup, Alchemist lineups, you can get all stuff. You can get the Eggs for people. You can get Shard for yourself. Berserker Potion is actually a really nice upgrade. It's a basic dispel, 50 attack speed and regen, works really well. Let's say with Legion Commander, who's getting some damage, sitting at almost 300 right now. Even on Razor, he steals the damage, so that's going to be quite a lot. Natsumi, finishing off that Assault Curious a couple of minutes ago, now has SNY. I love the AC pickup. He understands I need to make my team a bit more tanky against the Phantom Assassin.
Going after Cuckoo. Static Storm already used, but the BKB comes out from Yopaj. They've got the duel. He Timber Chained away, but it's not going to keep him from going down and losing this duel. Roll onto the backline. Zephyr comes in with the Geomagnetic Grip as well as the Boulder Smash onto the Phoenix. As now, Bash was thinking that Zephyr was going to roll, so he blinked away, but they'll still get the kill on his Zephyr. Natsumi gets credit for that one. They'll use the Supernova. 2 heroes down on the side of T1. No buybacks for either of them as they push into the tier 2, potentially looking into the high ground. No Static Storm to stop them, but no BKBs available for Yopaj.
Puck is in. There's the bash.
God,
Oh
the
my
bash
god, they
is
blew him up.
Yopaj. Carl, he'll get credit for that one, but Jackie did the heavy lifting, and they get the kill onto the Alchemist. They might even look to chase. For a second, they thought about it, but still risky.
Now, this move just shows, it's everyone's games to take. It doesn't matter. Alchemist, one step too far away, gets blown up. He's sitting at the 3,000 HP. He has 15 armor, extra 5, and he is close to Razor, but still manages to die in only 2 seconds.
Crits were enormous. They're still looking. Oh, play hard. Roll in, that misses. Waiting Rift comes through BKB TP.
I see Puck going for Dagon 5 into Aghanim Scepter. I'd still prefer if he gets Ags. You're playing into a lot of BKBs, and I think you just want to keep them in place, reset possibly, and then go in. So I think Aghanim is a must-have. Yeah, he buys that point booster instead, which I really like.
Debio with a Shadow Amulet. Interesting spot for him. He's given a lot of information.
Oh, this is such a game-winning move. Pulling off Chappie, but a good Chappie.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
I can't believe the guy did it. Like, I saw a tweet the other day where Chappie actually did the same thing, even in 2021.
High hopes, you know? Had such high hopes.
At least he's being consistent,
Yeah.
with what he's doing.
It was a good movie, though.
I'm not talking about the movie, you dumbass.
No, I know.
And yeah, it was a decent movie. I'd rate it like 6.5
Yeah.
out of 10. Nothing spectacular, but okay-ish.
Fun
Watchable.
See Yopaj building that MKB. 3,000 surplus on the buyback. Is he trying to buy it all surplus? I would assume so, right? Doesn't want to get caught without buyback? Especially after that last death. Because that was... I don't know if he was expecting that kind of damage to come out. I don't think anybody was. Maybe not even Jackie.
He definitely didn't. You land a crit or two in a row, you're like, wow, we can actually kill him. That's why a lot of the times in Dota, you poke, you see what happens, maybe something good comes out of it. A lot of couriers inside a pit, just cutting things around.
Roche back up in a minute 15. This is going to be the third Roche, so looking like that's where the next fight's going to be. Next Roche, Aegis Cheese, potentially an Ag's Blessing.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
See who ends up picking that up. Maybe a refresher.
Why is no one killing the other
Dire's
courier?
bottom
Like,
tower is under
they can
attack.
see each other.
They're hanging out. It's a treaty, dude. No killing of the couriers while Roche is not up.
Well, the bill is like, yeah, maybe we don't have to respect that treaty.
Well, we might lose Roche to that karma. Let's see, Debio walking over. Not going to kill the courier. Respecting the treaty. Okay with that. But they sent the other courier back, so they don't have vision inside the pit just yet. And, well, PA pulls her courier from the pit as well, as they'll just leave a Chakram in there and pull it out right before Roche respawns. Smoke used here by Neon. This is the fight that we were waiting for, and where it pretty much...
Yeah, this is a game-deciding fight. Whoever wins this one, not going to say probably take the game, but, there it is, first jump.
Yeah, jump through. They've got the duel. They'll get the kill, and Zephyr does have buyback. I expect that he'd want to use it if they're going to fight, but the kinetic field actually kept them from going any further. He'll have to buy back if they want to defend after this Roche. Serpent Ward's out. Roche getting
This
taken.
Roche goes down so quickly. Minus armor from Acid Spray, AC.
They're going to fight June Coil as well as the BKB gets popped with the Blade Mail, and the Static Storm is down, but the damage coming out of Debil from Jackie. They'll get the kill onto the Shadow Shaman, looking over now at the Phantom Assassin, who's getting bashed up by Yopaj, who goes in with the BKB. He does not have his ulti at the moment, and the BKB is about to run out in a second. Carl with the Minotaur Horn. He's staying invulnerable for a second, but they get the kill on a play hard. They look over at Yopaj. They've locked down the Alchemist. They've got the Magnetize and the Spirit Vessel. Enough damage to kill off the Alch. The question is, do you want to give up this Roche? Are you going to hold buyback? I mean, Januel, he is dead, and Debil,
There's the dust.
he's gone too.
So that's a dieback from Debil. Kind of surprised that Neon decided to go inside the pit. They used Alchemist ulti, so he did not have it in the fight. And he also doesn't have boots. Like, at this point, I think Battle Fury, you just swap Battle Fury out, you keep the power treads, because we could see that he struggles. You know, Swift Link gives you that opportunity to exceed the max movement speed, but if you don't have it, if you don't have your ulti, he was moving with 335 move speed in a team fight, which is not really great, especially with all the slows that they have.
So they get the tier 3. They go for this set of racks at least, and move up towards top. Not taking Roche yet. A lot of time to work with, though.
They're poking. You know, they want to see if Alchemist decides to buy back. If not, they're going to take 2 set of barracks. Bottom lane also pushing in. Tower very low, so they could potentially... I mean, they still have time to go inside a pit right now. There's still 30 seconds, and Alchemist does not want to buy back right now. So very good decision-making from T1. Taking 2 set of barracks, taking the outpost, so they can't TP to there. Phantom Assassin should be in the pit right now.
Going over 10 seconds till Debil is up, but look at how
2
quickly
couriers.
this goes down.
The boat are going to drop. Cuckoo knows what's up. He scouted him out with his own courier, so last time he stole the cheese. This time around, you can't steal anything from him because this man is already prepared.
Ags for Phantom Assassin. Okay. Still would like it on White Mon. I'm a big fan of giving Disruptor that Ags, but he's already working
He was
on one.
thinking. They were thinking about it because he
Well,
made
they find Natsumi.
he made a slot available to pick it up.
This is a tough fight to go into. Now down 20,000. I mean, the game just kind of...
Big swings in this game.
Yeah. Oh my god. That graph. Look at that graph. I don't know if you're a Nickelback fan or not. Look at that photograph.
Oh. Also, I don't know why people hate on Nickelback because they're like a decent band. You don't agree? Like, they have some good songs.
They got some good ones.
Maybe I'm a boomer. I don't know. Production also agrees. You know, they're a good band. Okay, so 2 for 1. B-Cup, you're out.
Well, I didn't say I didn't like it. I just kind of, I was like, it's all right.
I mean, it's not the best, but it's far from the worst.
That's very true.
So 2 set of barracks gone. Phantom Assassin with the Aghanim Scepter has ninja gear. This is like pure assassin type, where you can just jump anyone. Like, you want to kill Shadow Shaman. Like, this is your target to kill if it's possible. If he shows, just go for him straight away. He already used a buyback, so doesn't have one for this fight.
If you're saying if it's possible, just throw 1 dagger, you can kill him.
Yeah, his armor's not really high. 11,
just blow him up.
11 armor at the moment, but he gets extra 5 when he's near Razor. If Razor is alive, that's also a problem.
Very true. They're keeping the pressure on bottom. 7,000 gold for this Phantom Assassin, by the way. 2,700 surplus. See what ends up being next for Jackie.
I like what Neon did. They lost 2 set of barracks, and now they know how T1's going to approach. Like, there's only one way to approach, one way to come into the building, come and try to close out the game. There's a possibility they come from the mid lane, but there is a sentry ward there, so they could potentially see them. I'm just trolling, You do not want to lose 2 set of barracks to know where they're coming from.
It's the 300 IQ play. Losing 2 racks on purpose to force them to come for the last one.
Oh, yeah.
until they smoke in through top and don't come in that way.
2 minutes left on Aegis. They go through mid.
And they want to go through a different way. First hit bash. Trouble here for this Razor. Already dead. 100 seconds gone. Duel is used. And look at the crits come out. Play hard gone. He's got buyback. Supernova goes off. Serpent Ward's down. Yopaj trying to do as much damage as he can. He gets a lock on Cuckoo. So they do kill off the Timber. He's got buyback. A lot expended there, though, for Neon.
Buyback from Legion Commander straight away.
Gave up 30 dual damage to the Phantom Assassin. Definitely don't want to be making PA any stronger. Whitemon 400 gold away from picking up that Ags. He's almost, well, no he's not. He's level 22, but he's closing in on 25.
They pulled a little sneaky on them. They're once again trying to go through the mid lane. I'm getting the Lord of the Ring 2 Towers flashbacks when they were sieging the Helm's Deep. So, yeah, there's one way in, but we're going to make a new entrance.
Jackie leading the charge at the moment. Aegis, 36 seconds remaining. Maybe we see a repeat of yesterday and they catch the timings on this Aegis. And again, you'd have to give them the opportunity to do
You
so.
have to do math, which is complicated. So, someone in your team's like, guys, pause the game. I need to do the maths.
Well, if they took Roche here, minus that by the amount of time that the Aegis is up, carry the 1.
Sounds simple, but you also need to click the buttons on your hero. Like, you bring Phantom Assassin low, don't kill her, she pops off the Satanic, suddenly full HP. You're like, wow, we really messed up.
Picks up a Scotty instead of now that slot where the Aegis was expiring. Still holding on to Cheese, though. Just fermenting in the backpack. And there's that Ags for the Disruptor. Everything always has these long descriptions on what their Ags does, except Disruptor.
Yeah, it's just
Mutes
items, period.
They're going to jump in and just blow up Yopaj immediately. He was there, and then if you blinked, he wasn't.
So yeah, he needs to use a buyback. They will go and force a buyback. There's no Aegis anymore. But he needs to pop that buyback. But it's much better if he like maybe uses it straight away. Because there's no way that T1 is not going to go for that buyback.
Yeah. I don't know if you caught that dagger taking an entire creep wave out. Thinking about it. Thinking about throwing down that Dream Coil on a Natsumi. Still not buying back. Are they willing to give up Megas? No, they're not. They're going to go in and they're going to try and get this fight. They've bought back on the Alchemist. Natsumi trying to run with the BKB, but the damage is in. Is it enough? Supernova goes off. They'll get the stun here onto Zephyr. Zephyr caught with the shackles, and they'll get the kill here onto Zephyr. He doesn't have buyback to go after Jackie, who's forced to go and jaunt away with the Blink Strike.
Trying to get the cheese in, doesn't get it.
6-time spree is gone, and he's got buyback, but the question is it even worth buying back? Cuckoo, he's dead too, gone for 97 seconds. 3 heroes out of the side of T1, and Neon have defended.
Still a very respectable high ground defense coming out from Neon. He was waiting with the buyback until they make a move, possibly, you know, make an initiation. There it is. Legion Commander gets a good jump, so that's control. Gives him enough time to actually go. Oh, he's going all in. Rapier on Alchemist. He sold the Battle Fury, bought a Heart of Thrask on top of that. Has a lot of gold. And now all the gold is gone. It's time to go mid lane and try to end this game. Possibly. They lose a fight, they lose the game. Alchemist with no buyback. You give a Divine Rapier to Phantom Assassin. About 50 seconds. You know, it's a lot of time.
Yeah, if they can force the buybacks, it certainly gives them a win condition. From 30k down, you just kill the Phantom Assassin twice. Sounds simple. Alc taking some Annoying damage from the puck there with the E-Blade Dagon.
Radiant structures are fortified.
That third left.
God, Swift
20
keeps being able
seconds,
to rip
man.
through this.
If you're Phantom Assassin here, you can feel like
he's going
the
tier
time is
4s.
slowing down. Of course he is. That they need to buy back. 3 buybacks straight away.
Static Storm that's going to be down. It mutes your items. You're in trouble, Alk. Uh-oh. There you go. Pop in like a pinata. Dropping the Divine Rapier. Going after Natsumi. Getting the kill onto the Razor. Both gone without buyback. Playing way too far forward. And all 4 will die and should make it a 5th. Is it a Rampage? No, it's not. But it's GG called, and T1 will take game 1.
This is the type of play that Neon had to go for. You get that Divine Rapier. Maybe he could have tried to jump back, reset, but Aghanim Scepter is, on Disruptor. It says mutes items, period. No further explanation needed for a reason, because once you get that, it's one of the best Aghanim's upgrades in the game. It just, feels so strong, and they managed to actually kill him twice with that Axe. Can get the BKB off.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he played that far forward. Like, I know you needed to make the move for the tier 4s, but you had to expect that Static Storm was going to come out, and ultimately that's what gets him killed. So, well, to break it down a little bit further for you, we've got a handsome trio of panelists over there. I was going to say duo, but then, somebody gets left out. They wouldn't know, but we'll throw it back over to you guys. Take it away.
Thank you very much, Beakyop and Lacoste, as they do it on T1. They take game number 1 in a slightly exciting end. Alchemist decided to spice things up a little bit. Maybe a little too spicy, though.
Yeah, he spiced it up, and then he threw the whole dish on the floor. He just blinks into the 4 towers, dies in 1 second, and GG.
That last fight in the Dire base as well, Razor living, Sunray being on top of him after the egg. Great egg, great Sunray, but just a full throw. This is where T1 pretty much started outplaying them super hard. There was a use on LC before, then the Disruptor ulti afterwards. This is the first big fight that T1 took, but T1, they were still in control. They won the laning stage. Too hard, like what happened, Black? Me first, and then you as well. On the panel, we said that Neon should have an easy laning stage.
Jeez, Cuckoo is very amused by something.
I mean, what did happen? Legion Commander decided not to skill press the attack against Disruptor, who cannot play at all against press the attack. Phoenix died first blood, PA gets the first blood. Suddenly a lane that's 100% win turns into a lane loss because Disruptor gets level 2. He glimpsed the Phoenix back to the fountain. And suddenly the lane is just free farm for PA. He was same net worth as Alchemist for the longest time, and it can't happen.
He had the Battle Fury at the same time, pretty much.
Earlier, even.
Earlier,
Yeah,
so
it was insane. Like, this cannot happen, and that was a huge misplay by Playhard there. And ultimately, what I attribute this loss to be honest. Like, you can't lose a lane like this. PA is the winning condition. She's supposed to have a hard time, but instead she has free farm.
I think I would say this is the losing point.
I mean, yeah, this is also
This
pretty
is the
ridiculous.
losing move. Jumping in like this with Swiftblink, man, what are you thinking? I guess.
They all have no buyback.
They have no
guys.
buybacks. That's what's in his mind.
But how? Like,
But at least you walk in. You don't jump in with the blink, right? So you have some save. You can pop that BKB
Way
and
to
blink
get out, yeah.
I'm not
Thinking
sure.
at
Yeah.
the end there, just wondering.
He did buy Rapier. He did buy
what
Rapier.
did we do?
Yep.
Where did I
Maybe
go?
we shouldn't have done that. But to be fair, there was a lot of things which I have to think about for this first game. A lot of things which perhaps didn't go their way and maybe should have. Neon definitely starting off on the back foot here. We know they can come back, but yeah, big loss for them right now. What would you guys say? Who outperformed themselves on T1 in your opinions?
Overall, they just played that safe lane very well. Also, the mid lane went extremely well for them, as to be expected. For me, it was more on Neon to adjust their laning stage and their not only the way they laned, but the skills that they took. Right, Black mentioned it. Press the attack, not there on the offlane. Also, I would rather see Razor versus Timber, because Timber was the driving force of T1 in that mid game, because he's the one that's unstoppable if he's given the good laning stage, which he was given versus Alchemist.
Yeah, to me it comes back to the safe lane again though, because Disruptor was rotating middle a lot, simply because his lane was so good. He had really early boots, really early level 4, level 2 glimpse, kinetic field, everything, It's not supposed to happen, and really the mid lane got a lot harder because that off lane failed miserably. there's no nicer way
No.
to put it, unfortunately. But,
Yeah, those supports were freed up to roam around and put pressure on the Alchemist, which means he can never really get started off. And in fact, one of those supports is going to be our MVP, and we're going to be giving it to Whitemon today.
Of course.
Guy's
on
a
the
beast.
Disruptor. Yep. Destroyed his lane, slightly thanks to Playhard.
30 assists, 2 deaths, definitely deserved.
What
this.
place?
59
59
What
wards.
the hell?
That's the ultimate support challenge right there.
Yeah, look at that bar. It's like full to the max. But yeah, Whitemon, he has been, just like the whole team pretty much, just improving every series, getting better and better every week.
For me, we saw it on the replay, that moment in which Neon is trying to assault the triangle. They're trying to get in there with a duel. First, LC gets ulted, then Whitemon uses Static Storm on her. That's, for me, the epitome of T1 right now and the way they work, the way they've improved. They just look so well versed when it comes to these strategical movements and awaiting the enemy aggression and reacting to it properly.
Yeah, exactly. It's what they've really excelled at and what's allowed them to become one of the strongest teams in the region right now. T1 really looking hot after this first win, so we'll see what they can do in game number 2, which is coming up right around the corner. But of course, if you guys are looking for a chair, then we would recommend Secret Lab chairs. Of course, they are the sponsor for the DPC SEA by PGL. So if you're in the market for a new sitting device, then Secret Lab is a place to go. We are going to throw it over to a short break, after which we shall be back with game number 2 of T1 versus Neon Esports.
I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
I got you.
Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Change of arrangement.
Hello and welcome back to the DPC SEA region, where we are jumping into game number 2 of T1 versus Neon Esports in an epic decider, best of 3, the final best of 3 of the season. And I mean, it has a lot of consequences, but right now T1 are 1 game ahead, just 1 game away from possibly confirming themselves for the major. As Boom and poor old TNC.
They're shaking right now. Boom and TNC. They're like,
TNC and T1, what are you doing?
they need to summon. Did you see their tweets? They were summoning the Spirit Ball.
Well, they shouldn't
for
have,
Neon.
because they gave T1 a lot of energy with that one.
It didn't work out in the first game, at least.
I
No,
am
it's
delighted, but also disappointed. What about? Can you guess?
No.
Okay, I'm
What
disappointed.
about?
in-
I'm not like
Alchemist?
Dominic and Dominic Lacoste and
Yeah,
Black.
you don't have the same
Well,
mental
well, let me
connections.
share my feelings with you. I'm
Please.
very disappointed in game 1 because I expected more from Neon. You know, they usually adapt like a little better to the laning phase because they want to win the laning phase. Last game, they lost the laning phase. However, I'm very delighted because T1 is getting back into the shape that I wanted them to be in.
Yeah, they're looking very, very competitive. What was it about T1 this game which really gave them the edge?
Really just a safe lane. Like, if
Yeah.
you win a lane that is supposed to be a bad loss, you can just win a game literally just off that.
also switching up the lanes on the mid lane and off
Yeah.
lane.
That was pretty good,
Timber
yeah.
mid, that really worked
Set them
out
up for
them.
success. Yeah.
Top obviously didn't work out that well for them with the puck, but
obviously,
Timber
yeah.
just owned.
Yep.
I'm still surprised they let the puck through, though. You know, every single time we see this hero let through, we're reminded very quickly of why this hero was first phase bad material.
Like after the nurse and everything, when you pick him this fast, you could see the instant response with the Shadow Shaman, which is really nice. Multiple regions have pretty much the same approach to solving the puck problem. That's either DKTA or Lion Shadow Shaman. The hero has been figured out a little bit, plus nerfed a little bit, and because of that, I think Pango and Keeper of the Light and Troll might be a more worthy ban, at least in this series.
Possibly.
Possibly.
We'll see. T1 loves their puck. Carl loves his puck. And, you know, even though he didn't have the best game, he came back into the game swinging after that laning phase. And he made a lot of work. Like a lot of space in the backline. You know, we always like, what is he doing there? Ah, he's fine.
In comparison to the Legion commander, he had a game at least. Right?
Yeah, the Legion was a little bit scared as well. I mean, you can't blame her. She had no items. She had nothing. I noticed when they were making that high ground defense, she was halfway towards a solar crest, which is like, not really nice. She had like Blink, Blade Mail, and Medallion.
It's
just
one of
very poor.
One of the reasons why Legion fell off. If you remember, maybe 6-7 months ago, Legion had that build that everyone on the offlane was going for Hood, and it doesn't matter. Like you don't even go for duels. You're just that nasty frontliner that's just purging everyone with press the attack. But you can't really play her that way anymore. Hood doesn't necessarily benefit you that much. So
I mean, Legion is supposed to win a lane and snowball off that, right? Like, if you lose your lane as Legion, you're just dead weight. Like, I've never seen a team where Legion just lost super hard win a game. Like, it's just such a bad hero if you're from behind.
Yeah,
Like the entire duel mechanic is literally like
Snowball
dependent on you being ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a great counter initiation tool at all.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, they've jumped in and dueled one of our cores. I'm just gonna kill her.
Yeah, and then she loses, gives the enemy even more damage.
It's a slippery slope, Blackie. It certainly is a slippery slope. And you know what else is a slippery slope? Draft. And that's what we're into right now.
you see the
That is
Enigma actually banned out something that we didn't mention. In the first series, in the first game as well, it was banned out. Obviously.
Why didn't you mention that?
When we were talking about other bans, like now it's on T1 to either ban out the puck or perhaps Troll. They go with the Troll. Yeah. So this is it. Pango Troll from T1 is a must. You don't want to give this away to
But they
Neon.
take the puck. Unpredictable outcome here. Wow. Did they expect this? We'll see.
We certainly will, Black. We certainly will.
Do they just pick Disruptor again? Disruptor's pretty good in this puck. Not the best, not the worst. He's decent.
It's also very strange. Neon,
Ad Rider.
they're not picking Puck that much as Pango and Kotl, but only because Puck is most of the time banned, right? So they can't get their hands even on it.
Bad Rider.
Bad Rider.
I've not seen him have any good game since the nerf.
we have a Slavic and a German accent here, and I'm not the one to blame. Every time he says Bat Rider, I hear Bad Rider.
Bad Rider.
And with the latest nerfs to the hero, is he a bad rider? What do
Yes.
you think?
He's a terrible rider.
Terrible. Right?
Oh dear. So why did I pick it then?
I don't know, to be
Oh.
honest. Like we have seen a couple of bad riders, the couple of series ago. Bad riders.
Oh, what are we eating? What are we eating?
And they were
goodness me.
just
That was big.
not successful. Yeah. Whatever he's eating, it better be good for that bad rider.
And T1 instantly with the Monkey King. When you're thinking of Neon, they have their own flex picks, but Monkey is definitely one on T1.
It's a great combo. You can firefly over that tree and then your own monkey.
Get the monkey down. We have the color schematic is really good though, and we have seen them make this monkey either an off lane or a carry, even mid. So
Or
it's
mid
very
lane, or
flexible,
post 4, or post 5.
or post 5, yeah, whatever floats your
Or
boat.
courier.
He can be courier as well. That's a very good
You always
point.
start the game as a
Yeah.
courier.
Exactly. As long as you don't continue doing that, you should be fine. Tusk on Neon.
Why bad rider still though? I don't understand. Like first pick bad rider is so abusable, exploitable.
Yeah. Will they ban out anything? Right now with the Viper ban, they're protecting the Monkey King, but it doesn't look like they're banning out anything against Bat at the moment. Maybe Quap, maybe Storm.
It really feels like bad rider is just like before counters already were really good against him, but now after that nerf, counters are just like
Godly versus
godlike. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like he just has no game anymore. it
He's
feels
got no
like.
recovery mechanic. That's the problem, right? Like with the reduction of creep damage, it's just very difficult.
They're just banning out all the snacks, and that's pretty much versus
Snack?
the Monkey King, right? All the snakes, the Viper,
What's the third snack?
the
Medusa.
Venomancer. What else is there that's really problematic for Monkey? These two are probably the biggest counters to him.
I mean,
Yeah, I think Oracle's pretty good. And they still have that
Oracle's
5 to go.
I mean, Storm Spirit is annoying for Monkey.
Yeah.
Any hero that can just get out of the ring easily.
Yep. And get on top of Monkey to catch him, right?
Yeah, or like cut trees.
Oh, there he is. Wait for it.
What's he eating now?
Oh,
It looks like a cake or something.
damn.
A pastry?
This
That's
isn't
a
a
pastry.
snack anymore. This is getting serious.
Jesus.
Okay, so going back to nutrition and everything, you have to be careful, Whitemon. Your blood levels, your sugar levels in your blood might go a little bit too high. You might see that
Nice.
spike.
He's burning through that sugar like no man's business.
I mean, look at his like.
So it seems there's a correlation. The more the higher tension the game is, the more he seems to eat during the draft. So if
bigger
this
the
guy ever makes
snack.
it to TI finals, every single game they're gonna have to be wheeling in like a 5-course meal for him,
I'm
just
just gonna
devouring
say-
whole chickens in the booth.
He chews really fast, so he probably burns more calories chewing than he's consuming right now.
I think I read somewhere a long time ago that chess players burn a lot of calories during their games.
Yeah, thinking is hard.
Thinking is hard. There you go. This is for.
And he
Whitemon
thought about
as
the
well.
lion.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
like he would be a good chess player.
Damn, so much thinking there, lion. And instant Neon with the Death Prophet. Does this turn the puck into a support? What do you think? Position 5 maybe? Maybe offlane?
They like to play it on 4, and then probably a Tusk 5. I mean, Neon is a weird team. They can do whatever, really. Like they,
They play Troll 5.
yeah, they. If a hero can be flexed, they'll flex it, which oftentimes, is their demise. They're doing things that are too fancy.
I think more times though it helps him out though. I think it's one of their strengths. I would
Sure,
say.
sure.
Very
it is.
similar to Black in the gym. If he can flex, he's gonna use any opportunity.
Of course.
Not that flexible, I've heard though.
Not that flexible.
Not that flexible, but can
I
flex.
used to be.
can
When I
flex.
was like a lot lighter, I used to be a lot more flexible. Now
Could you get your foot behind your head?
Yeah, I might still be able to do it.
Okay.
I'll test in the green room. Then if it works, I can do it on stream.
All right, sounds good.
Production just said, like, what we were talking about, we will show, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, of course they will.
Alrighty, let's have a look at this draft analysis then, as we, of course, have these comparisons in front of us. So it seems right now that Neon are the ones lacking in stuns with the 3 heroes they currently have picked. Meanwhile, T1, once again, looking like they've covered their bases pretty well. Although last time it was the wrong way around. So actually, they didn't cover the bases
We
too well
only
last
have
time.
3 heroes right now, and you can see that
Yeah.
Prophet dominating on one side.
Monkey is
Oh,
owning.
Crystal Maiden picked up
Oh.
by...
It auto-adjusts.
Yeah, auto adjust. Wow.
Wow, technology.
And we'll see
Goodness me.
an Abaddon as well. Okay, so this Abaddon is
Ooh.
pretty much a response to the Bat Rider. Now
Can I
you
just say
have-
Bad Rider is going to be so useless this game.
Yeah, he's going
There's
to
Tusk, there's Puck, there's a Bad.
that profit on the lane as well, right? Isn't that easy?
If it's a mid Bad Rider, I'm pretty scared for T1.
Yeah, yeah.
But
agree
then
with
again,
that.
it's Carl. If anyone can do it, it's him.
True, true. And he does like playing aggressively, so we're not really expecting him to care about the creeps. We're expecting him to care about heroes, making movements, being aggressive, and then that nerf to him we saw a few weeks ago becomes less impactful.
That is true. And
The thing is, like, if you don't put the Bat Rider mid, you're laning it into an Abaddon on the offlane, right? And
Yeah.
that's just as bad.
that's
Like,
great. Yeah. And as we said, you don't really have a comeback mechanic anymore. So whichever lane you go to, you will struggle. I mean, to be expected, you first picked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will see what they can do with it.
It is
I
still-
think it's a rough pick.
Yeah,
but-
it is their full comfort zone. The other three picks and the Lion plus the Crystal Maiden is the exactly combo that they played versus TNC when they won their
And
series.
they crushed
Yep.
that one.
Even though, like, these two supports, a month ago, if someone picked them, you'd be like, what the hell is happening?
What's going on?
What's
Yeah.
going on? But there's a lot of reasoning behind the Lion, even though the hero is sluggish in the laning stage, easy to kill. He does bring a lot of control, and you are playing it into a puck, so that's really nice.
And you can mana drain the Abaddon.
Mm.
Imagine Abaddon without mana.
Useless, Black.
Absolutely useless, right? Might as well be creep.
Might as well be. Four-legged creep. Final pickup from Neon Esports, and now I'm going to make it an IO.
Oh, something that's usually
Wow.
banned.
So it's
the
a carry
first
IO
stage.
then.
Yep, it's definitely
Which
carry.
also is amazing against Bad Rider. Alright, Bad Rider's out. So that's going to be
Why
a
is that?
4v5 game. I mean, it's just in lane, you can't pressure
I
IO
see.
ever. Like, you just tether away and you can't catch up.
And this should
Abaddon, IO also is like an unkillable lane, pretty much. Too much sustain. DP,
It's just
Too much
nice. You
sustain.
have overcharge as well for the passive of Abaddon. You can just run heroes down. The heal from Abaddon works even better with the Wisp.
they need some... I don't even know. Like, well, what does Bad Rider still do? Like, he's like this pseudo-initiator,
You just have to put him on the offlane at this point, right?
but he doesn't deal any damage this draft because they just countered him completely. So they need some sort of damage, but it also like a frontliner because Monkey and Bat don't really want a frontline.
And when you're looking at that profit, it's very difficult to pick such heroes from the mid lane versus her because usually these tankier boys do suffer versus that
Yeah.
profit. So
Something like a DK could still work.
and that,
Possibility.
It would at least, you know, like it's not the greatest lane against DP, but it gives you like...
there you go.
Yep, there we go.
It's still not, like he just said, not the greatest lane versus DP and can be very
Well,
problematic.
it's offlane
for them.
DK
Ooh.
actually then.
Okay,
Oh.
so they are going for Carl Batrider in the mid.
As expected,
Uh-oh.
yeah. Okay.
All right.
Neon. No, like seriously, this Bad Rider, I don't think he should have a game. And if you put him in the middle and he's so countered, it just seems rough overall. They can, of course, you know, snowball the lanes, but it just seems rough.
I've not been convinced by this Batrider. Yeah, we've seen it previously. Hasn't really worked out too well. I think this Monkey King doesn't have the easiest game either. Maybe if you get super farmed, you
It's
can
offlane
carry
Tusk,
it.
by
But
the way. on
It is
the other
offlane
hand.
Tusk,
It's
yeah.
offlane
Offlane
Tusk.
Dragon Knight.
Offlane Tusk and offlane Dragon Knight, they're definitely spicing it up a little bit over here.
yeah. My Neon prediction, my T1 prediction
So
paid
they-
off big last time.
go Neon?
And I think I'm going Neon this time around. Yeah, so me and Black
I'm-
going for Neon.
Well, I don't know if I will.
Oh, you don't know?
I will have
if
to-
he's going with Neon, I'm going with T1. Like, I can't let him win today.
All right,
right?
I'm going T1 as well then.
God, guys are.
It's all about being prediction king, man. I can't let you have it once again.
Yeah, screw the integrity of the broadcast, Lizard. You're right. Alrighty, well, let's bring in our casters for game number 2. It's going to be Beakup and Lacoste in the booth. Guys, what are we thinking about game number 2?
You know, in between games, I got Astro imprisoned. I had a lot of time to think to myself and
4 seconds.
spend time in a
That's all he
odd
needs.
realm. And, well, I think I'm going to go... would you go Nomad?
I went with Neon.
Yeah, I'm going T1.
Jesus, what the hell's wrong with you guys? Lacoste, can you dig us out the hell?
Yeah, I'll go with the IO draft. IO Abaddon, Dead Prophet, a lot of sustain. It's a core Tusk. If my man builds Aghanim Scepter on this hero, it's a free win. Monkey King inside of Wukong, boop, Just kick him out. Batrider goes in, kick him out. So yeah, big fan of that. Like I think Tusk as an offlane has a lot of potential.
That's a great point, and I really hope we see it. Well, the game is now live, so we're going to send it across to you guys. Speak up on the cast. Take it away.
Like, you know, man, game number 2 here. Of course, this series very important. Each game bigger than the last. T1 take game 1. It was a very close one. But now can Neon even the series, or are T1 going to take the series 2-0? It could get interesting. So you're a big fan of the Walrus Kick.
That's the best ability. That's the most fun and the best ability in Dota. Like, you pop a BKB, you just get kicked out. It works well against so many heroes, like a Life Stealer. Imagine just nullifying Wukongs completely. You don't necessarily need to, like, rush it, but potentially you could. Like, having a Blink Dagger to be able to save people is nice, but I remember a game when Seb played it one game. They were playing against Ursa, and he rushed the item. They lost the game, but you could still see the potential from it.
So it succeeded in failure.
Exactly. And it's the most fun ability to use. Imagine someone just walking to you, you kick him, he goes away.
Who do you punch him first or kick him after?
Oh, you kick him out first.
Okay. You don't want to chance it. So doing a little mixed martial arts, a little kick, a little punch.
You fought and died with honor.
Could be
Yeah, MMA Tusk for sure.
yeah. Need to get him gloves. Get those MMA gloves on him.
Look at him. He has a glove. It's a big glove.
I guess that counts. Well, that's not really a glove. That's more of a cannon on his left arm. Because that's what shoots out the shards, right? Or it shoots out...
Shoots out the punch. Yeah, you punch with that one. It says fish punch. I think shard goes from the right hand. Could be wrong.
We'll have to see. Mid, Yopaj, 5 stacks of sticky napalm on him. Getting backed up towards the tier 1 tower, but immediately a Crypt Swarm on Karl for his troubles. Karl, see how he does on this Batrider. We have seen plenty of Batriders since the nerf not feel nearly as effective.
Yeah, just feels much weaker. He lost 50% damage on all units pretty much, so that's kind of a rough one. Strength of the Batrider was his laning stage was good, so now he struggles hitting the creeps. We can see even under the tower struggling a bit. Yeah, he just missed the 2 CS under the tower with the 6 sticking up palm charges, which is pretty insane to think about.
Yeah, how nerfed he's gotten. I think we've seen a couple of Batriders still work out, though.
You can make it work. You know, it's a BKB piercing ability, good initiation, can snowball, clears the stack nicely. Doesn't clear Ancients as fast as he did in the previous patch, but you can still make it work. Top lane, a lot of pressure from this Tusk and Puck coming out.
Jingu does end up popping, and well, then a couple of shots onto Debio. Play hard. We'll see how he builds in onto this Tusk. Will be interesting. I know I'm now immediately thinking that every item next is going to be the Ags.
You just want to tank up a bit, like a casual bracer, want the face boots to have some more kill potential. Monkey King can't actually trade with Tusk once you get like 1 point in tag team, even though you're like a melee hero. Jingu is not that great. 2 heroes hitting him during the tag team is just too much damage. Even on level 3, like tag team is just so good.
We'll have to see how that lane progresses right now. Death Prophet leading the CS chart, 11 and 3, followed by 3 heroes on the side of T1. Now, again, I'm wondering about the aggression. I'm wondering if either side's going to be more aggressive or more willing to play
bottom lane.
forward.
Forcing him to TP out, actually. Like this position 5 Abba, when he's tethered, a lot of move speed, Orb of Venom slow, Curse of Avernus when it procs. He TP'd back to the tower, but they need to be very careful. Like this lane is all about sustain from Neon, but potentially they can make a turnaround. Dragon Knight, not a single point in stun yet. Pretty standard build, you know, but once you get to level 4, should have one.
I assume that we're going to just see more points into Curse of Avernus if he's able to swing that hard.
You don't need it. It's a debate. You're playing a position 5. You still need to max out your Mist Coil.
Okay. Just get that slow. juicy for level 4, 60% slow. I mean, it's possible. It's doable. But yeah, he did go to a level 2 on the Aphotic Shield at level 3.
Dire structures are fortified.
If he wanted to get that, he could have put another point in Curse on level 3 since he's running low on mana, so you get something out of it. Again, start slow of the game. No first blood yet, 4 minutes in.
Rune is top and bottled by Carl. Arcane Rune for his troubles. Yopaj not working with a bottle, so not contesting as aggressively as we've seen in the past when both mids do in fact have that bottle. But Death Prophet sitting here with 20 charges on the wand, ready with a salve, ready with a shared tango, going into 2 null talismans to start this one off. And farming pretty well. Sitting top of the net worth by quite a margin. His first blood is picked up by Debil on Whitemon. So he's had a rough little start to this game. Lost his courier, losing his life first. They get the kill up towards top. That's going to push Tusk even further forward.
If they catch a glimpse of Crystal Maiden, a Snowball plus a tag team with Puck, Crystal Maiden's just dead. Like, there is no counterplay. Like, a Boundless Strike is not going to keep them away from killing Crystal Maiden. There's just too much damage. Tag team is actually an insane ability.
You usually see it from like a support role, but now that he's getting a lot of levels, a lot more gold, could seem a little bit stronger. Ooh, Frostbite, Jingu. That pops off, but they don't continue to go in on to play hard just yet, and that was an opportunity without Debil being there. The question is, do they want to return the favor? Good pull on that. They need to still defend it. Shanuel TP's over towards mid, giving an Aphotic Shield over to Yopaj for a second.
It's so hard to play Batrider into a bat in any kind of like, even into Tusk, into Io. There's so many saves this game. So Neon lineup is not that strong early on, but once they group up together, just a combination, like you have position 4 Puck, a Coil is still gonna, you know, do the same thing. Your other spells will not be maxed out, but that Prophet ulti will just munch of them.
Lasso used bottom, that's onto the Tusk. But Snowball, Abaddon coming over. Now they're going to go on a Cuckoo. They've got the shards placed down. Who try to TP away. Exorcism comes in and they'll focus their attention on the Carl. They both TP away.
It's that easy. The only stun they have right now is Tusk Snowball. Walrus Punch not online. Puck not level 6. Yeah, simple answers.
I'm surprised that they don't want to use that Exorcism to pressure bottom, but TP towards top, Jackie. Ooh, the damage in, and all right, I got my answer real quick. TPing top, using the Exorcism to get a kill into the monkey.
This is something you don't expect to happen. They even have a lane ward, which is kind of scouting things out, but he was already close to the tower, and not the best placed observer ward in terms of like scouting things out. If it's on the hill, most of the time it just gets devoured. So this is like sentry is not gonna reach it, but yeah, very interesting move from Yopaj, made it work.
Yeah, getting a kill there and continuing to extend the lead on top of the net worth. Like, that was a great move. I wasn't even expecting it myself. You know, I saw him leave the bottom.
I mean, if you couldn't see it, then the other pro players also could not see it. Or you didn't see it with your mouse movement and camera.
I wasn't expecting it. Maybe, I saw it.
Okay, sorry, B-Cup. I did not mean to hurt your feelings or anything.
I just, in my mind, I was thinking, why didn't they push bottom? Then he came top. I'm wondering if they thought the same, or wondering if he was just going to TP back mid, right?
Yeah, gotcha. We see more and more Lion from position 4, especially because like spirits are so popular. They've been popular for quite some time. And this instant initiation against the Puck as well, who's been very hard to play into without any kind of lockdown. So Lion on the rise lately, and the burst damage from Finger of Death, like that 600 damage level 1 is insane. You need to be very careful how you use it, because it's 160-second cooldown ability.
It's quite a long cooldown, but can secure kills here if you need it earlier on.
When you say secure the kills, you mean KS?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course, every time. Gotta get those stacks somehow. Although I've seen a lot of Lions recently at least lead with the finger. And that's like the initial move. But sitting over mid. Carl's gonna go for these stacks, but not gonna be as easy, right?
I want to see the difference. Like you need I think you need actually 10 stacks to farm that. 7. Keep counting. 8.
8.
Next.
9.
Yeah, 10 and then you start. Okay.
Starts at 9, burns at 10. We'll start to get these stacks. So they do burn out at 10. But that is a lot of stacks.
You can feel the difference. Barely killed them.
Yeah, that was a lot of time. Meanwhile, stacks are being made in the opposite
Snowball
triangle.
mid.
Snowball mid, but now they've got the lockdown on this Tusk. He's in a lot of trouble. And they've got the glyph. Do they have the damage with another frostbite? Tether won't matter. Playhard comes in and just kind of feeds away his life.
Yeah, that was something. You know, you still need more time coming out from the snowball to use the Walrus Punch. Gave enough time for Whitemon to actually use the Frostbite. I love the build of Whitemon, getting that Frostbite maxed out. They saw the smoke. He popped the smoke on the mid lane.
Lasso.
But they will get him finger.
And there's the finger. They'll get the kill on Debil. He doesn't use that finger to kill steal. Just secures the kill and gets himself a stack. So now hitting for 640.
Also, Natsumi has a large stack to work with.
He's got a large stack, but it is under the vision of the Dire. They just aren't coming over.
It's very hard to invade. They just use the finger, they use the lasso, they don't have the abilities. Dragonite, no form. So pretty much free stacks for Natsumi's Wisp. And you can see Januel already sitting at the entrance of the ramp. Just in case something happens, he's going to be there to back him up.
How's Death Prophet still doing towards top? Goes Boots of Travel first. Refills the bottle with that bounty rune. They've smoked up bottom. They should be able to find Cuckoo. The question is, do they have the damage to get the kill? Snowball comes in. Dragon Tail used, and now they've got the silence from the Waning Rift. They'll follow that up with the Crypt Swarming. Secure that kill onto Cuckoo. That tier 1 bottom is gone. The question is, does Yopaj want to use Exorcism bottom? The answer to that is immediately no, as he's TP'd towards mid. See if he uses Exorcism to take this tower, or at least try to.
There's the Exo and smoke from Play Hard and the build. They're going to wrap around, try to backstab. Like, if they get a coil on 2, these 2 people are just straight up dead.
Shards out, locks up Whitemon on the proper side. And knowing that all these heroes are here for Neon, they're not even going to try and defend the tier 1 tower. They're just going to look on and watch it fall. Yopaj gets credit for illusory orb, jaunts over. Whitemon, well, the snowball does not catch him, but now there's the freezing field. They've got the silence from the Waning Rift. Breathe Fire is out, and Cuckoo goes into the Elder Dragon form. They're focusing their attention on the Playhard, who gets hit by that lasso and killed off. Again, aggression biting Neon, because they're not going to lose just one. They'll lose 2. Both Playhard and Debil end up falling.
A lot of spells misused there, like missed stun, missed a couple of spells from Neon as well. So, yeah, in the end, they get the 2 kills, a bit overextending there, hesitating to use the coil or not. Maybe he was looking to get a secondary target inside the coil. Kind of backfires. Still very, like, close game. Monkey, we didn't talk about his item build. He's going for the Battle Fury. I personally am not a big fan of the Battle Fury. I'm just, Maelstrom, Ags, or Ags BKB guy, which allows you to fight much earlier.
Relocate. Looking for Whitemon. And the Spirit's not enough, but one more right click from Natsumi to get the kill. What draws you from one over to the other? The Battle Fury to
Battle Fury is
Maelstrom?
just slow, Once you farm the Battle Fury, you do not want to fight. You want to farm another item, possibly even one more. So you don't fight with the team, but if this is the timing they're looking into, they don't feel they need the pressure, instead just survive. Because Neon's timing is, we get Aghanim Scepter, on our IO, we get level 12 on that profit to have 16 spirits on exorcism and just go. Like we go, we put the constant pressure on the map. We have a very mobile lineup, boots of travel. We can set things up with the relocate. Tusk still doesn't have like anything queued up. He's just going for these like small cheap items. Going Orb of Corrosion next. Has a fluffy hat. I mean, it's really cold out there, you know, so he definitely needs a fluffy hat.
That is true. Got to get that fluffy hat out. I know the fluffy hat, from what I watched on the Slacks lore video, that hat is from where Tusk is from. I couldn't tell you where that exactly is. Off the top of my head, I forgot, but that's what I've been told. Or, well, that's what I watched.
So you watched the video, but did not actually watch the video, is what you're saying?
No, I watched it. Just the intake into my brain is as good as it was in school, and I get about 40% of the information.
Okay. 40% is a lot.
Is it?
For you, it is.
Oh my god!
I mean, man, you set it up, like you set it up perfectly. I just had to do it. So yeah, attack team, 5-man strong inside the Roche pit. They take it so easily. Aegis on that profit. They didn't use the exorcism. Yeah. Monkey King going into BKB realizes I will need to fight with my team, so BKB is the item to go for. Still looking like a very scary lineup from Neon T1 right now, just pretty much dodging the fight. They understand they're much weaker.
They don't want to fight just yet. But that's, again, back to what you were saying. You don't want to fight with the Battle Fury. Now he wants to go BKB. Like, there's an Aegis in the hands of Neon. You've got almost level 12 on the Death Prophet. The IO's picked up the Ags. Like, these are the items. These are the timings that Neon want to hit. Meanwhile, T1, they're waiting. They're waiting. They're waiting. They want more. The question is Neon going to give him that space to achieve getting more?
Neon, they just smoked. Dragon Knight has a Blink Dagger. Might be able to go for the initiation. It's hard, you know, playing into IO's Tether, Snowball, Aquatic Shield.
Spot Cuckoo. Dream Coil comes in, snaps it. On the run, Snowball lands. They've got the Walrus Punch, Spirit Siphon, and everybody here from the side of Neon to get the kill on a Cuckoo.
This is one scary-looking lineup. Once they get the ball rolling, this is it. Like, level 12 Death Prophet, Exorcism, level 2. So it's time to go. It's time to force a fight, pop the Exorcism. If they don't defend, you get it down for free.
Trying to TP, but he was already getting targeted by Snowball. Natsumi with another kill there for the side of Neon, now 6-4. Relocating back, but that's not too far away. There's the Exorcism for the tier 2 mid. So they're just taking kills, taking objectives. Really well done from Neon right now.
Like, looking at their lineup, it's just a natural progression how things are going to go, especially if they kill that Roshan, Snowball again inside
for
the tier 3s.
In far for play hard, needs to be careful. Carl on an interesting spot here. He's on the run with the Firefly. Will get away from the side of Neon, but the tier 2 does fall over mid. Exorcism will end in just a moment as these ghosts will start to come back to Yopaj.
I talked about how they're getting cheap items on Neon. Puck going straight into Spirit Vessel to be able to deal with the Dragonite and Monkey
Dream
King.
Coil. They've got the catch on to Carl. Again, Debil and Playhard just loading up together and getting a quick kill. Asking, where is your team?
Even if they did not have Aegis, I still wouldn't feel that T1 is ready to take a fight on Neon. And items like that, they're starting to pile up. IO, Helm of the Dominator, Aghanim Scepter, Blink Dagger.
Oh, they've got the Tether and the Relocate. Whitemon's used that Freezing Field, but it doesn't accrue them anything. Debil going after Cuckoo, Spirit Vessel on the Dragonite. Rotations coming over from the side of Neon. They're going to be back any second ready to go. Hex used on Yopaj. Snowball comes in into Whitemon again, who's trying to TP out, but the Walrus Punch with Natsumi's Spirits and right clicks will get the kill. They've got the Yules onto the Lion. They'll catch themselves a second. Silence onto the Lion. Spirit Siphon there. And eventually Zephyr to fall.
T1, they can't make any aggressive moves because there's always a threat of relocate, Death Prophet, deeping in. It's like this mental game when you're playing into multiple saves. Let's say you're playing into OD with Astral, you're playing into Shadow Demon. You don't have the tools to deal with all the saves, so you don't even try to force a fight. And it's the same thing here. They even have like one extra save. You have a heal from a Baton, you have a Photic Shield, relocate, Tether, a lot of heal. Very, very hard heroes to kill overall. Then you have a Snowball from Tusk, Coil again.
Yeah, Coil again used on to the Dragon Knight Spirit Vessel. That's on top of DK2. With the Spirit Siphon and a Crypt Swarm, that's the finishing blow needed for Yopaj to get a kill on a Cuckoo. They're just continuing to move around the map and find these spots where T1 are trying to, well, stay safe. And they're not.
Map is just getting smaller for T1. You have two heroes that love to be on the trees, love to split push, like Monkey King, Batrider. It's still not happening. Your two supports are getting out-farmed. Good thing for Lion. I like the build. I gotta say, Ether Lens, when you go for Lens, you don't get the talent. You get not more than 1 point in mana drain. Because Hex really scales, you know, in terms of a cooldown. It goes down by 6 seconds, which is pretty big, and you have mana pool to work with, especially with Crystal Maiden's Aura on top of that.
Yeah, so that Hex, 12-second cooldown, 4-second duration at level 4. Something you really want to work with. Tusk is holding on to 1,600 gold. I'm wondering...
Most likely Blink Dagger. Like, the hero really shines with the Blink, much easier to save people. Then you can potentially, you know, get that Aghanim Scepter. It's kind of a meme, but
right.
I want to see it here.
Yeah,
Not sure we
Blink.
will, because Neon is just getting so much out of the map right now. They killed the Roche #1 pretty quickly. Exorcism, once again, back online. Net Profit, full BKB, level 15 talent, cast range. It's time to take some more towers.
See if that's exactly what they can go after as Whitemon gets caught again. Silence, but he's got that bullwhip. Good use of the illusion rune there by Yopaj to keep up with Whitemon, who tried to keep him still with that frostbite. Unable to do so. Illusion rune coming in handy. Jackie's got the BKB now. So let's see if, you know, this BKB is the difference maker they need it to be. He's looking for a Scotty next.
This is a
Yopaj.
good pick-up if they can get it.
Yeah, he's been caught. Wukong's looking for the balance strike at the finger from Zephyr. Now getting themselves the second stack on the Finger of Death kills. Dream Coil used. That lands onto Zephyr. So they'll at least get one in return, but a big kill there onto the Death Prophet.
Nice setup from T1. They knew what's going to happen. Monkey King on the trees, Lion hiding in the trees, Boots of Travel from Batrider. Neon still get one kill in return, but it's all about stopping Neon's progression, because they are very strong right now. And if they can keep getting those pick-offs, it's going to be great.
We haven't really seen much more pressure after that Tier 2 take from Neon. Not sure if they're just waiting for Roche as the timer's getting a little bit low, and obviously that extension, we'll see how long that is. Play hard. Snowball, Walrus Punch with the shards, trying to get a kill here on a Whitemon who goes into the freezing field. Will have that extra armor, Breathe Fire, Illusory Orb out from Debil to get the kill on a Whitemon. He is dead for the sixth time.
Kind of rough one for him. Can't blame him considering the heroes he's playing against, but Carl, he gets caught. We still didn't see the full power of this Wisp. Aghanim Scepter, Sanj for some extra self-HP regen, and lifesteal, some status resistance, damage. Like, you don't necessarily need to upgrade Sanj, you just get Sanj and carry IO because you get so much from the item. And I see BKB and the heart queued up. This Wisp, he's going to become unkillable. They don't have a Spirit Vessel carrier on the enemy side. Monkey King's trying to
relocate, and they'll go right in on the Zephyr.
Yeah. So Monkey's trying to get a Scotty, which is good against any kind of healing, against Net Profit, Io, Abaddon. We still have not seen Wukong's 25 minutes in. He's been just silently farming.
Yeah, it's been a bit quiet from Jackie compared to the last game. It's not what you were, not what we're expecting from him, considering the Phantom Assassin game that he had in the last one, where he was playing up in the Neon face and really looking to just devastate these heroes. But it goes back to what you said about the Battle Fury. You're not ready to fight when you have that item. You still need 1 or 2 more. And Scotty might be the point where he wants to fight, but it's still not that close in terms of him getting it.
Next Roche. Respawn, so Neon can try to force a fight. If T1 does not respond, it's free cheese and Aegis for them. They smoked, they know Roshan is up, so it seems like T1 wants to take one good fight. Like we have not seen a full team fight from Neon, from actually T1 this game. Dragonite pops the ulti.
Yeah, maybe looking towards going for a pick into Roche.
Bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Not finding anything over here in the triangle. Heart picked up for this Wisp. Man, he is super farmed at the top.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Let's see. Coming over, Walrus Punch. Carl caught. BKB's been popped. He's going to try and run. They got the stun out onto the DK. They'll pop the Exorcism. The chase is on. Freezing field on the back lines of this fight. In an interesting spot that's not going to garner any kills. Bullwhip try and run, picks up a bounty for his troubles. Whitemon might just be dead again. Right click's coming in from this Tusk, but the tag team popped, and Debile gets the kill on a Whitemon. So now the side of Neon are in a rush.
Exorcism with Arcane Rune, they're inside a pit. Free cheese, Aegis. In terms of net worth, like the game doesn't seem that heavily Neon favored, but T1, they can't make any moves. They try to go for something, they can't get anything out of it.
It's really kind of crazy how close the game is in terms of net worth, but how far it feels.
It just doesn't feel like T1's doing anything. That one good pick-off onto that Prophet when they were trying to group up, it was a good play. Other than that, T1 is just getting creeps.
And now Death Prophet sitting on top of the net worth. Things going really well here for Yopaj, who refills that bottle with a haste rune. Has 30 seconds till Exorcism is up. Tusk going into the BKB. Still being disappointed by no ads.
Very disappointed. I mean, memes aside, BKB is a safer choice. You're playing into a lot of the stuns. Play hard. They have anti-Tinker Ward, just in case Monkey King is sitting on those trees.
They do scan, and that catches, of all people, Whitemon trying to walk through the triangle.
Why do we keep calling it anti-Tinker Ward? Like, Tinker has not been picked or used in competitive scene for a very, very long time.
Since OP
like,
was
petition to
TAC.
actually rename that ward into something else.
All in favor, right in chat? Aye. What would you call it, though? Just Monkey King
Anti-split push ward, maybe?
Production saying the Cliff Teasy ward. It's technically a cliff.
Sure, we can go with that.
Relocate. Coming in bottom, Whitemon, he's the one who's getting caught here. Snowball, Walrus Punch, knockout.
I tried to warn you.
That uppercut really effective for play hard, just like Derek Lewis. Got a knockout the other day with an uppercut.
They're ready to go. They're ready to go high ground. Exorcism is available once again. Almost full Lincoln Sphere on that Prophet. Like, this game might just end. They win a fight, this game's pretty much over.
Yeah, they get the kill on a Zephyr. They've used the Exorcism. Glyph comes in, but once it's gone, and they have so much sustain to just stand in front of the tower during the Glyph. They're going to go for the tier 3, and nobody here to defend it. You've got Monkey King, who's still sitting up towards top. He's got a TP available, but eventually needs to make that decision to TP, and he's still not going to make the move over. As they get through the tier 3, now the question is, can they get through the rest? But backdoor is up.
Batrider cut the wave, so they just get a kill. It's the type of the game that T1 needs to play. Like, they need to possibly prolong this game for another 10, 15 minutes. The problem is Neon is getting so many items. This IO is getting out of control. Hard working towards the BKB. I believe that's also an extra item. Yeah, so that's Kaya and Sanj. That Prophet, full Lincoln Sphere. It's just very hard for them, you know. They're covering all their weaknesses. Blink Initiation Stun, Blink Lasso.
They're just not slowing down, and they're itemizing pretty perfectly, I would say. This has just been really... This is showing why Neon are at the top when they play games like this. Like, it may not be the most exciting Dota. It may not, like,
this is
be a
exciting.
bloodbath,
Like,
but
at least for me, it's exciting because they're not making mistakes. Like,
yeah.
This is pretty much how you should execute the lineup that you have. You're not giving enemies any kind of opportunity to make a comeback. Age is still up and running for 55 seconds.
So they have some time if they want to go again. They do have Death Prophet pushing out towards top, so maybe they go through that lane. Grouped up. T1 spotted Spirits, Natsumi. He's the one moving forward. Stun comes out. Do they want to turn this? Spirits doing quite a bit of damage on a Whitemon as well as Cuckoo. They've got the Hex used, and Whitemon trying to TP away. With the BKB being used by Cuckoo, he'll TP too. So these heroes do escape on the side of T1 as creeps start to pressure mid and top. So just extending the lead, putting the pressure on, shutting down these areas where T1 are able to farm.
T1 has mid pushed in. They have top very close to the enemy tier 3 tower, so now it's time to go. Another Arcane Rune by Death Prophet. The best rune you can possibly pick up. Ghosts are level 3 right now, so it's going to be very easy to go through the melee barracks, even possibly get another side or just force them to take a fight.
Potentially take a fight that they don't want to take that.
Pops the Lincolns, but
Causes
was
them to
not
lose.
close enough to actually use that initiation with the lasso.
They want to make the jump. The Dream Core comes in. That's out on a Whitemon with the Wukong's command getting used, but the BKB is there. They're going to relocate back. They'll disengage. Silence onto the DK. They're thinking about fighting in, but they don't want to fight into the Wukong's command just yet with the lasso hitting on a Natsumi. There's the stun. Freezing field. Do they have the damage? It doesn't look like it. Tabeel, though, he ends up dead. They'll get the kill. And as ever, they look over at Whitemon and Cuckoo, who are low on health. Januel trying to run. Photic Shield. Borrowed time not available. 3 heroes dead. Play hard gone, too. So all of a sudden, 3 die on Neon for the price of a lion. And they want more. Wheels up into the air. Yopaj here with Natsumi. Balance Strike comes in. The buyback used by the Abaddon. Crypt Swarm sending them back into the base.
They still want to take a fight.
Posturing.
Seems like if Abaddon bought back, there must be some communication. We need to do stuff. Wukong's command is down, but we can see the power of T1's lineup once they're defending the high ground. Just blink stuns inside the Wukong's command, lasso on top of that. It's a lot of damage. That Prophet will have another ulti ready in 10 seconds because she had an Arcane Rune in the previous one, so they're ready to go.
Yeah, and these ults are down for T1. So this is a tough hold. 18 seconds on the Wukong's command. We'll see if they're ready to pressure now as the rest of the team will join them. They still have a tier 1 mid, so they're able to get back to this spot pretty quickly.
Wukong's back online. No lasso for 25. Yeah, you can feel Neon. They're, you know, being a bit more respectful towards their abilities.
So they'll go with the Exorcism. Silence on the 2. Holding their ground for the moment. Stun comes in, only lands on some of these creeps. They'll use the Exorcism, take the set of racks, and now migrate over towards top.
Lion tried to go for a sneaky play. Forced that Prophet inside his own team. Possibly push him out of the position. Burst him. Yeah, Neon. Roche may respawn in 25 seconds. Bottom lane needs to be pushed out. This is what's being drawn on the minimap.
And they've got everything back up for T1, so they wanted to back off, noticing that that was what was able to win T1, that little skirmish in the high ground.
Monkey's super farmed. Like, Monkey, that's why probably he decided, you know, to go for the Battle Fury. I want to be able to scale. You just get so much from that item. If it's much greedier, but it kind of cost him the early fights. And now he's level 22, BKB online, a Basher, has a Scotty, working towards the Aghanim Scepter. Monkey's arena is just going to hurt quite a lot.
Yeah.
Radiant are
So it looks like it's going to be a little bit of a longer Roche respawn. About a fourth of the duration through it for now.
Tusk still not committing for a BKB. You know, he has that Ogre Axe. Could potentially transition into Aghanim Scepter, kick out the Monkey King out of Wukong's, because this is where their damage comes from.
But, so is that kick viable once he hits 25, though, and gets that extra...
It depends where he's standing.
Okay. He's only level 17, too. I mean, I know Cuckoo is. But I'd love to see level 25 for a Tusk. Shards come in and won't lock up anybody. The rest of T1 retreat.
White Mon still probably gonna die, chasing with the spirits. T1 holding the high ground.
The dusk is always ready for a
Rujin's
fight.
getting as much information as they can. Whitemon sitting here low. He needs to be careful. Elder Dragon form was popped. Roche
Cuckoo's
is
not
up.
afraid to use the dragon form like straight away.
He wants to use it to control the area, but
If you're keeping ulti just for the fights, you're not playing the hero correctly. Even if you don't have it in the fights, it's still okay. You want to be able to farm up in between.
okay.
Also, interesting fact, because we were playing the Dragonite the other day, you need to be level 18 to actually get all the benefits from the Aghanim Scepter. To have that big black dragon.
Yeah. Hoping to get the black dragon.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Courier goes down, in and out. Roche back up in just about 10 or 20. So it's going to be a fight at Roche once again. That maybe decides where this game goes. And both teams recognizing that pretty early on after the disengage from top.
Oh, there is Aghanim Scepter upgrade on Roshan, so let's see if they decide to possibly give it to Tusk. You know, Dead Prophet still looks like a better candidate, but one can only dream. First, they need to kill the Roshan.
That is true. Maybe DK gets it if T1 were the ones who grab it.
Oh, if Monkey King can get it, that's pretty big. I think they scouted out that Aghanim Scepter is available on Roshan, so Monkey just changes his item build also
Ooh,
to
look
a
at this wrap from
Blade.
Neon. They're going to go in on the Jackie. They've got the silence as well as the Walrus Punch.
He got
with
the BKB off.
being popped here by the Monkey King. There's the lasso used onto Dabil. Wukong's command comes down. They're going to get the kill into the
Good
top.
snowball
They'll look
save.
over as the freezing field is used, but the silence comes down to the Crystal Maiden. They get the kill into Whitemon. They look over as the Exorcism is running through these heroes on the side of T1. They're chasing after Jackie, who used an early BKB. They get the kill into Jackie. They'll look over at Cuckoo. The two-man stun comes out from this Zephyr Lion, and that saves the DK. But that doesn't save them from giving up Roche to Neon.
It was like so much damage coming out from the Death Prophet. Io's actually insane. Like, he gets on top of someone, and we can see that one again. Good Wukong's command is like the extra armor keeps him alive during the Wukong's, but once Wukong's is gone, Monkey King just doesn't feel as tanky at all. So let's see who gets that Aghanim Scepter. They give it to Death Prophet. It's better, you know. But I could only hope we're gonna see it on our boy Tusk. Didn't happen.
Disappointed. But I understand it. We both knew that that was the prospect of where that axe was going to go. Timeless Relic picked up for the Death Prophet in the side of the Radiant. That's a good one to have.
They also have Aghanim Scepter on Puck. So, like, you don't have the counterplay to that. Like, the only counterplay is if you have like status resistance, so the coil lasts seconds. Other than that, you know you're gonna be kept in place, and that profit Ghost will just eat you alive. 15,000 gold lead for Neon. T1 had like one good high ground defense. That was pretty much it. Other than that, it was all Neon.
Yeah, they're going to have to try and do it again as Yopaj starting to push in bottom. So it just has those ghosts coming out and going after the tower. Not even using Exorcism, the amazing ability of the Ags coming into play here for Yopaj. Now they're going to the high ground once again. They're going to pop that Exorcism, try to make something happen. Jackie needs the proper positioning to come in through here, but they've got the lasso coming out with the Death Prophet. Natsumi stays with him, and they will relocate out. The Borrowed Tongue gets popped. They've got the Hex on Yopaj as well as the Balance Strike, but he's outside the circle with BKB pop by Yopaj. They'll turn this one around. The Snowball all the way through, going after Cuckoo, trying to get the kill on the DK. The Dream Coil comes in on both the Monkey King as well as this Crystal Maiden. They've got the Walrus Punch onto Jackie. They look over at the Crystal Maiden as well. They took out Jackie, they took out Cuckoo, and now they'll find themselves White Mon with the Spirits, or will they just get over to the side? The Dust is after he dies as Yopaj gets the kill. The buyback is used by the Monkey King as well as White Mon, so Jackie trying to still fight this. They got the kill to Debil. No buyback available on the puck. Carl starting to run as he pops the BKB, but the damage being done on Jackie, I don't think he can
So
fight
much
into this.
healing.
He's not really getting away with much. Natsumi Hex in trouble, ends up
Take
dying,
it
but that's
once.
only the first one. They take out Jackie. He's gone for the second time, dead for 113 seconds as they look over at White Mon, who gets blocked by the shards. With Play Hard low, still can't get that kill, and now they'll
Play
focus on
Hard.
the tier 3.
He almost died to the Firefly. He went inside the fire, almost melts inside, and now it's just going to be... How many buybacks was that? It was like 3 buybacks coming out from...
2 from T1,
from
one
T1.
from Neon.
Yeah, you're correct. So Wisp has cheese again, 4,000 HP. Not sure if they can get through his second life. It's just too much damage. That Prophet with the Aghanim Scepter has some tower damage. Link
That's
initiation.
silence. Ooh, that's silence onto a couple with the BKB pop by Cuckoo. They go after Play Hard. They get the kill on the Tusk. He buys back immediately. Buys that Tome of Knowledge, trying to get into that level 25. Wants to start hitting like Mike Tyson. Go after the tier 4s. And Octarine Core picked up for Carl. Just haven't felt his presence. Good stun from Zephyr. Where's your follow-up? Monkey King still dead for 47 seconds. The Walrus Punch comes out onto White Mon. He is obliterated off the map. And now they've got the Dream Coil down onto the Bat Rider who snaps it, and that's with the Axe. So he's stunned even though he's got the BKB. GG is called. T1 drop game 2, and Neon even the series with complete and utter domination of this second game.
Yeah, great performance by Neon. They understand their timings. They know how to utilize the strength of their lineup. It's a very hard fight into that, you know.
Yeah.
Wisp, he gets the Aghanim Scepter. You're playing into Abaddon, another Snowball save. That Prophet goes. So the fights are going to be chaotic. So much heal amplification between all these heroes. Just a textbook example how to win a game from Neon.
Yeah, it was a really good game there from Neon. You know, they pull it back to even, and now it's game 3, which decides a lot going further. So to break that down a little bit more for you, it's a duo of handsome panelists for you. Back over to you guys.
Thank you very much, B-Cup and Lacoste. Yes, the series is all even out 1 apiece, and that's going to bring us through to a third and final game. But guys, break it down. What happened in this second match?
I think my boy Black here will say it's really the draft, right? From the get-go.
Pretty predictable.
Yeah.
Like, Bad Rider didn't have a laning phase. After laning phase, he didn't do much. Really, he was kind of invisible throughout the game, and which is kind of what we expected. You first pick a hero that's nerfed that much. Like, I'm sure Bad Rider can still work, but you gotta pick it in a really good matchup. You gotta snowball from the lane.
Not
you know.
first phase.
Not first pick, more importantly.
And the last, because, well, they get this Dragonite on the offlane, which it just struggles. Like, your lanes are overall struggling. Yeah, you get the first blood on the Crystal Maiden. Like, you lose the Crystal... Sorry, I went with the Neon. They got the first blood on the Crystal Maiden, which is also good. On the offlane, they got the first blood. On the safe lane, Wisp and Abaddon are just running down DK, forcing him to TP to tier 1. A DK Lion, what do they do to Abaddon and Wisp? Nothing. They just TP out every time they get gone on. And that's the best thing that they could have done, is just TP out and not die. But overall, you could really feel them struggling, that they have no plays in the mid game. And I did go with T1. I wanted to I wanted to win the Prediction King, but this was a really rough one. I like the itemization from the Monkey King. Going Battle Fury into Skadi, I don't think they could have fought in the mid game. I agree with Lacoste, and while he was saying Battle Fury is slow, but I don't see any other way for them to win this game without Monkey King just going cam later on and being 6-slotted. So.
Yeah, it was a little bit troublesome. But talking about that lane, like the Io Abaddon lane was really, really strong. I don't think I've seen that one before, but certainly very good. You know, we've seen Io Tusk in the past.
It's Io Tusk, Io Abaddon, Io Elder Titan. These are the lanes that you really have to worry about.
Yeah, I've seen the other two. This is my first time seeing the Io Abaddon, but certainly looked very, very good.
It did. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, the game was pretty uneventful. You know, they were just 5-manning pretty much everywhere. There's just no answer for T1. They tried really hard, you know. Wisp was standing in the Wukongs, I think, for like 10 seconds, but he didn't even drop below half health. Like, once that heart comes online on Io, it's just
so hard
too much to handle.
Yeah,
This new heart is like made for Io. It's like, just perfect for him.
Yep, and he was just completely unkillable. And the damage which the IO and the DP were outputting, you know, just this carpet damage spread across the team fight. You know, if you're within like 1,200 units of this IO or this DP, then your health points are just dropping all the time. And it actually turned out that the Monkey King really struggled to fight into that because he couldn't burst anybody down and take one of those factors away. And he also couldn't really survive. Even when he had the Jingus going, he wasn't healing enough to counteract just the sheer amount of damage coming down onto him. Only when he had Wukongs did he stand a chance.
Yeah. One really good thing from T1 that we have witnessed once again is their understanding of the game and the fact that they did not try to fight constantly versus Neon's superior draft. They understood, okay, we drafted ourselves into this, let's try to dig ourselves out of this hole that we've made. They tried split pushing, picking off that profit here and there, but it was to no avail. It was very difficult to even take a team fight 5-on-5 at any given point in this game.
Yeah, it very much was, and you know, it just comes from the advantage gained in the laning phase, and the advantage carried through the mid as well, and just the picks. They had such brutal team fighters, the unrelenting pressure of Neon, and you know, probably the most pressuring hero in the entire game. This game number 2 is our MVP, and that's of course going to be Yopaj on the mid lane DP, doing the work, getting involved. You know, some really nice usages of the Exo, especially like that high ground push where they went in. You know, she found that arcane room. She's like, cool, well, nice double X's and pretty much just go up high ground, force them to use all their ultis. They lose 2 heroes. I'm like, oh, is Neon actually messed up here? But they keep their confidence. They wait for the respawn to just go again, and it works out great for them.
Why are we always missing a little bit of that bar at the end? When is it going to be full?
When you get on my level.
And what's your level?
This is all based on my performances.
So your kills
20.
were 12? I mean,
No,
11
20,
is like 99%.
Yeah, but like that 1 extra percent is like when you go completely ham.
I see.
I see.
Like,
So
this is like near perfect, but not quite perfect.
It's like a dad that's never satisfied with you.
Yes.
That's what Black is.
Yes. You get an A+ or you get nothing.
very brutal, but that's the way the stats around here works. You know, you never fill that bar quite the way up, but Yopaj is definitely having an excellent performance in this game number 2, which means game number 3, it's going to be the decider of this series, the decider for Neon, the decider for T1, the decider for Boom, the decider for TNC, and you know, even Fnatic going to be watching on with bated breath as it means something for them as well. So many teams depend on the outcome of this matchup. Guys, which way do we think game 3 is going to go?
I would actually go T1's favor a little bit. I value them and their approach to the game a little bit better, as long as they don't get completely outdrafted, because that's what happened in the second game.
Agree?
Go Batrider first.
Hard
place.
agree.
All right. Well, you know, the odds stacked against them, but the panelists leaning towards T1. We'll see which way game number 3 goes. We're going to throw over a short break, and then we shall be back with the third and final matchup of the series. We'll see you very soon.
gonna change your brain.
Yeah, so I was saying, like, you know, babe, it's not a Dota animation, it's a Dota anime, you know? Get it right, come on. So she took the kids in the house, but, you know, it is what it is. And, oh, hey, guys, welcome back to the DPC SEA, brought to you by PGL. My name is Nomad, joining me is Black and Lizard as we jump into the third and final game of the day, of the series, of the season, nonetheless. And it's going to be T1 versus Neon, and we don't really know which way it's going to go. You guys are saying it's a little T1 favored, but Neon have had the advantage in both the drafts so far, and that's something T1 really need to address here.
It's a little bit of the flexibility that Neon has demonstrated throughout the league, coming into it with the Troll Flex from position 1 to position 5, with all the different Kotl combinations, with the Sand King, with the Pango position 4, Pango offlane, Pango 5, Pango 1, whatever the hell, Pango everywhere. So, yeah, Neon, they have a slight advantage in that aspect when it comes to the draft.
But you favor T1.
Yeah.
How so?
I still favor T1, as Black hard agreed before.
Hard agree, yes.
Because if they do have a solid draft, they look like a team that has a better read on the game and how to win it in every single part of it. Like in every strategic aspect, where to fight, when to fight, how to take Roshan. They're very disciplined as well, and they don't just make too many mistakes. Like even in that last game, I didn't see any big mistakes from them. It's just that the cards that have been dealt to them, their hand was very weak.
Or rather, the cards that they dealt themselves.
Yeah, the cards that they picked out of the deck were not good.
I like better. Whoops.
Yeah. That card should be sent to the Nether Realm and never picked up again. Although we did say it can work, but taking it first pick and just getting it countered so heavily was just not the play. Kind of setting themselves up for failure in this second draft, but hopefully third game they can get things going. What do you want to see some more of for T1?
Honestly, just pick heroes that are, you know, easy to execute. Like I feel in game 1 we have seen it, even though they had like a disadvantageous draft, you know, they still managed to outplay because they had tools to fight back with. In this game 2, no chance. They just run at them, and all they can do is run away. You know, there's no chance for outplaying if you just cannot kill them because you have no like way of dealing damage to them. So just like pick heroes where you just don't auto lose basically. Yes, that would be good.
Pick to win. Pick to win. Yeah.
No, but it's really difficult, you know. Like in game 1, you actually had plays to make. In game 2, I really don't know what they could have done.
And we haven't really seen them draft this poorly before. Maybe some games, but usually their drafts look decent enough that they look playable. Let's put it that way, even.
They put Bad Rider first pick, and then last pick DK, which is already heavily countered. Like, sure, we chose T1 to win, you know, because we're going in for the win on the prediction.
Too competitive.
Yeah, but realistically, it was like a 90-10 draft, really. Like,
yeah.
You don't counter pick yourself like that and expect to win.
No, you certainly don't. There's too many pitfalls there.
Yeah.
But in a way, I think it's kind of drafting against Neon is just so difficult.
It's tough.
I think we've seen more teams mess up drafting against Neon than any other team.
Yeah, it's because everybody thinks they're going to do one thing, but then just flex it, and then suddenly it's like, oh, we're in trouble. What do we do now?
They don't
okay,
flex
maybe
it,
DK,
yeah.
there's a stun, nice, but overall, nothing.
It's the bans that are really important, the way that Neon has approached these bans versus T1 as well, with the Enigma being first ban in both of these games. I believe they will ban it. I don't believe, I see it. It's going to be banned.
I believe they will ban
in the last game as well.
A bold prediction from
Bold
Lizard there as
prediction,
you can see the draft.
Meanwhile, T1, again, with the Pangolier, possibly Troll. Actually, skipping the Troll and leaving...
The banned
leaving it
yeah.
in. This is Neon's bread and butter right there. They pick Troll every
Oracle
time they
Troll, let's go.
Yep. Oracle Troll, Kotl as well in the pool for the build 2000.
Puck Troll, let's go.
Yeah, the puck's
Phoenix.
there. They will
It's
take
the same
it.
opening.
T1 grab the Phoenix.
It's the same opening like in the first game.
Except reversed.
Yeah, reversed, exactly. So puck, stolen on one side. Meanwhile, Phoenix to break that combination, and Puck Troll, obviously, by Neon following up.
Obvious.
Strong. I think DeBill played incredibly on his puck as well. Like,
He
that
did.
guy just makes so much work.
I just feels like in general, DeBill is a very dependable player. Probably one of the most stable ones of their squad, to be honest. Like he doesn't really ever feel underwhelming.
And
No.
I love when he's playing these heroes that can out-push lanes easily and play in some dangerous zones, let's put it that way. Keeper of the Light, same as Grimstroke that they used to play, has that ability, right? He's very speedy, very fast, and from distance he clears waves. Puck perhaps doesn't clear them as fast with one single spell, but his mobility is higher as well, so he compensates.
Yeah, I would say DP again. A hero that really doesn't have too many bad matchups. Maybe Lina, maybe Quap, but a hero that will always have a huge impact on the game. When you have level 12, the level 2 Exorcism. Like, if you can't kill her in like 10-15 seconds, you just lose the team fight, it feels like.
Yopash Quap, though, plus Troll on Asumi, that feels unstoppable.
It is
Like,
possible, yeah. But of course, like, it's not a super broken hero, otherwise we would be seeing it first pick all the time. But, you know, there's some flexibility. It can go off lane, can go mid lane. We have even seen it carry sometimes. And just overall a hero that deals a ton of damage without actually attacking anyone. Like, you just run after them, which is like the scariest kind of thing.
And these counters that we mentioned, like Lina and Quap, Lina, I don't want to see that hero. Like, she's all right as a matchup versus that Prophet. She's also fine versus Phoenix's Zeg. There's so many positives, but those positives usually get just outshined by her
You get stunned once.
inability to stay alive in any single team fight.
Yeah, she's squishy, and we're in a meta where the spirits are all very, very common. Nick Assassin's not that bad either, has been nerfed a little bit, but there's just way too many heroes which are super viable that can super wreck her, and you don't want to get super wrecked.
Yep. Like a Pierre throws a dagger on a hero in front of Lina, and then, oh, I got cleaved by the dagger and I'm dead. Too bad.
Too bad. Play again next game.
Don't you just feel worthless when that happens to you?
Yeah,
Do you ever play a support and then you just die as a collateral damage and you're like, am I a joke?
Yeah.
Why am I here?
Just dying as like an afterthought, you know. They weren't even looking, they weren't even clicking on me.
You know, when you just die to some random AoE spell, like you weren't even the target.
You know, 2 days ago, I played a Zeus, animated Skywrath. I just killed him with double Nimbus, double ult, like 5 times. And he like, started alt chatting, I'm already crying, stop killing me. I actually felt so bad.
Yeah, but you were actually using everything on him. That's the
Yeah, I was
difference.
intentionally looking for him to get those tears out.
It's different. While you were killing that Skyrat, there was some poor Shadow Shaman on the other side of the map just dying.
Like
not
10
even-
HP,
Yeah,
yeah.
not even noticed.
oh, sorry, guys.
I actually have a story from one of my pubs the other day. You know when you get recognized in a game and, you know, it always starts off with like, oh, yeah, you know.
The biggest fan.
Yeah, and then the game starts going wrong and I get a bit quiet. I had that exact thing, you know, someone recognized me like, oh, yeah, I've been enjoying the broadcast, thank you. And I was like, oh, great, good to hear. And then the game goes wrong. He doesn't say anything. And then as the throne falls, we're all saying GG, and the guy just says the first thing he said since that start of the game and just goes, GG, Nomad, you're never making TI. I was like, oh.
Thanks. Yeah, people in
All
Dota
right,
are
man.
pretty salty. Dota is a salt game.
It is.
It's like a huge old salt mine. And
The moment I
flowing.
started paneling and casting more than playing in teams, every time we lose, they're like, stop playing, go cast. You're a caster, you're not a player.
Why
Okay.
not do both? Let's
Wraith
talk about
King
these picks.
and Disruptor on one side, meanwhile Neon going with that Nyx Assassin that has been nerfed, like you mentioned, still is one of stronger heroes versus the Phoenix because you can stop everything with Carapace.
Nyx into Wraith King.
Nyx into Wraith King doesn't feel that great. Mana burn is all right, but he
Yeah.
doesn't really care about that.
And you can carapace the Radiance, but it's just overall you can't kill the skeletons. You can't really stop the pushes. Legion Commander.
Okay.
I'm not impressed with the Legion Commander after game 1. And it's not super good against Wraith King also. Like, it's not bad, of course. It's just like in the mid game, you don't really care much about Legion.
But this is redemption arc time for Play Hard. He's in the same matchup. Legion Commander versus Disruptor. Is he going to do it? Is he going to level press the attack? Can he do it, guys?
We
So
shall find out.
You have some positives, obviously, in the lane. Like you can
There's a
blow
hungry
up
boy.
all the Skellies, run away from Wraith King. Those Skellies are really speedy, and if you hit them with overwhelming odds, you can at least run away. So yeah, that's kind of nice.
At least you can run away from skeletons.
Yep.
That is a
You
positive.
can clear them as well, but the second time, however, you're in.
They come up, you're like,
Yeah. Well, what then?
why did they just come back anyway? What's like the...
They're
just fitting-
skellies.
Yeah, but why don't they just come back a third
theme.
time then? Like they just never go away. Just keep coming up.
The good thing about Legion Commander is the bonus attack speed and cleansing, purging the fire spirits, right?
Yeah.
That you mentioned. So
Troll's Shard might also come into in handy, where it gives the entire team 60 attack speed.
the team fight of Neon feels very weak, though, right? Like you don't really have
What team fight?
what team fight exactly. You have this troll that's going to be.
I'm
farming.
gonna duel you. Okay, I'm coming with Nyx and hit him.
Yeah. It
got a
doesn't feel
puck.
that great. They
do
can
have a
pick
puck.
them apart. They do have ways of making these pickoffs if their lanes go really well. But
It's tough
It's easier
against
said than
Disruptor
done,
though.
yeah.
Like Disruptor's one of those heroes that when you go in alone, you're not making it out.
Yeah.
Like you get glimpsed back, you're done.
True.
Done. You are absolutely done. But this time around, I'm expecting Disruptor to actually struggle in lane, not get level 6 so fast, and it should be, you know,
so you
a different
expect
game.
press the attack this time around
Yes.
to actually counter the disruptor.
You know,
Okay, I
not
see.
only
Redemption arc.
dispels it the 120 damage it deals, but it also heals you by like 120.
My question is the
Crazy.
Legion going to level it like the moment she spawns into the game, or is she going to make us wait, leave us doubting for a little bit?
I think he's gonna share hero control. And like, okay, guys, I don't want to do anything. You guys do it.
You guys choose it for me. Yeah,
Yeah.
play hard. We've been a little bit harsh on him for that
Nah,
game
it's
one.
fine.
But
I mean, he knows, right? He's been like, yeah, I did it silly.
you can still take it to secure the range creep if you really worry
No.
about that. But
No.
it's problematic. If
That's what he thought. That's why he did it. Don't listen to Lizard. That range creep comes from Nyx Impale or Puck Orb.
I mean,
no
there-
overwhelming ops.
There is one caveat which we're not talking about, is the fact that Disruptor's Q has a much shorter cooldown than Press the Attack, so you can actually get 2 off in the time where the Press the Attack's on cooldown, but that doesn't negate the fact that taking off 1 is just still so valuable in the lane.
Sure. Yeah. And also, like as I said, it heals by 120, so the second one doesn't really do too much. It's like you eat 1 tango.
So with them banning out that Lina, they're expecting Puck to be the 4, Legion Commander 3, Nyx 5 with the troll.
But
on
they
the
did ban
safe
the
lane.
Lina in the end.
Yeah, they
They want to
out
secure the DP's lane.
Quap
They
and the
banned
Lina.
Quap and
That's
Lina.
literally what we were talking about, right?
Yeah.
Like the 2 heroes that can deal with DP.
DP is just an amazing lane. It has amazing stat gain. She's like one of the only int heroes that has 3 strength gain per level.
Is there
for some
anything
reason.
else that comes to your mind besides Quap and Lina that can
I
deal
mean,
with
there's
it?
like some special heroes. I mean, like Skyrath middle, but like nobody plays that
Hey,
obviously.
Zeus, actually. We've seen that
Zeus
a
is
couple
decent.
of times.
Yeah, it seems like a
Yeah.
good Zeus game. They don't have the cash.
They don't have last
I
pick
think
though.
IG in the Chinese region played Zeus versus DP.
They don't have last pick,
Yep.
so there's potential for
DP offlane and
a
then
hero
mid
that can
lane.
jump
yeah.
him, like a storm or something like that.
Leshrac any good
For Neon,
for Neon?
it's decent. Not the greatest lane against DP, but mid late game is quite good.
Yeah, I'm just thinking they need some form of damage right now. Like that's what I'm kind of missing on this Neon Esports team.
Or just team fight in general. Like the entire draft looks very wonky.
Yeah, they're missing a lot of those checkboxes. They're not ticking.
Okay, guys, I'm
them.
gonna duel this guy. Okay, I'm gonna carapace this guy. Okay, I call it the back line.
Some burst damage is necessary for the duel if you really want to go that way. Teamfight, obviously, they're lacking damage overall for them.
Yep.
Won't mind that Zeus overall, really.
Zeus is
We've seen
alright,
it
yeah.
work versus DP, and they go with the...
Earth Spirit middle. Against DP is rough.
Wait, isn't it Puck mid then and Earth Spirit 4? Or do you think it's...
Could be as well, but Puck also gets owned by DP.
I would assume Earth Spirit gets owned harder.
Yeah,
it does.
Right, so...
strength hero, percentage-based damage never feels great.
Yeah, against DP.
So, seeming like we're going to be seeing the Pucker mid, the Legion and offlane, and the Troll as the guy. I mean, the thing I like about the Pucker mid is it gives them that damage, it gives them that team fight, so I don't hate that. And they go in with
it's not bad. It's not bad. It's just
you have the...
I'm still
and
kind
the
of
kick
missing
as
that
well.
oomph.
Yeah, it's a cute little combo. Yeah, I agree. Like, there's nothing that scares me about Neon's draft
Like
right
you get
now.
coiled and you're like, okay, what's gonna happen? Or Legion Commander's running in. All right, that's scary. Cool.
Question is-
What's left for T1 now on the offlane that brings enough control for them to utilize the seg properly, to make them not run away when that Prophet pops her ulti? Obviously, Glimpse is there, but...
Axe.
Versus Troll, I've been thinking about that for...
Tough lane though.
Yeah, very tough.
Yeah.
Dragon Knight
They're
again.
cowards.
Okay.
I mean, it fits the anime though.
And it's good against Nyx now because it doesn't break anymore.
True,
Yep.
true. All right, well, that's going to be the final pickup from T1. Then they go with the DK. What are you
Just-
thinking?
Oh, okay, Dragon Knight, yeah. I was thinking that maybe there's even a flex option to put Dragon Knight on the mid lane versus Puck and that profit off, but it doesn't
could
really
be
matter for them.
Quite nice.
I'm still thinking that T1 has a slight advantage.
It's a mid
in
Earth
this
Spirit.
draft. Yeah. It's mid Earth Spirit.
Ooh, they do go for mid Earth Spirit. Okay.
Did
Have
you
to
see
build on
this
the puck
in
again.
SEA pubs a lot?
Yeah,
this-
like
in
SEA
EU, it's not
people
that
love
popular
playing.
at all. Yeah.
Yeah, they love playing Mid Earth Spirit, which works because in pubs it's a lot harder to control. But I think it's gonna have a hard lane. And fighting into DP as Earth Spirit never feels good, honestly. Like you have like 3,000 health, sure, but she's just gonna.
You do
Where's
have a
that?
much faster power spike. Getting that Veil even or a Vessel, a lot of levels, you get bonus magic damage, obviously.
So you're going T1.
I'm still going T1, yeah. I just like their draft more overall from...
I know his parents. I was like, they really have this. Is really really good.
Yeah.
But I'm going this. one.
But, yeah, always has to throw in the big but. Like,
Yeah, I really like the troll. They have a lot of potential there, but I'm going T1.
Don't steal my lines,
yeah,
man.
yeah. I think Neon... Yeah, it's nearly sold it for me. It really has. Like I like a little bit of what we've got, but this Legion Commander, I just don't believe in it. I'm sorry, play hard, but I'm gonna go with T1 as well. It just looks so stable and so easy for them to pull it off.
But a perfect location.
A perfect location could make all the difference to the Earth Spirit, but we shall see how this game number 3 goes with our casters. B-Cup and Lacoste, what are we thinking about game number 3?
Quick, they're smoked up, fighting in 10
I was
seconds.
listening to some
They're not,
music,
they're not.
and John Mayer was on my Spotify. He played the song Neon, and I'm going with Neon. Obviously, Yopaj Earth Spirit, it's just so good. You guys are
he
going in
was
for a
so
treat.
happy when he actually
Yeah, I
saw
was.
it's Yopaj mid Earth Spirit, so that's why I also have to go with the T1 because they have so much team fight. I just don't put a lot of trust in the Neon's lineup. It seems very weak, hard to execute.
Yeah, and
Doubters.
it's the third game as well, so you know tensions are going to be high. That usually involves a lot of team fighting, some scrappy Dota, and I do have to say T1 would have the advantage there. But maybe B-Cup's got it. Let's see. Let's get into game number 3 of T1 versus Neon Esports. Take it away, boys.
Thank you, Nomad. Game number 3. It is one apiece, obviously, with big stakes on the line here in this game. I'm gonna ask production. You guys are all doubting the Yopaj mid. Just prediction king.
Yeah, you can repeat that. Go ahead. Like our production is just a bunch of funny people, but you can say it, B-Cup.
I've been told if Neon wins, I have to be here at 6 a.m.
On Saturday?
On Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay.
For the tiebreakers.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you know what? I'm still on Neon. My prediction king, I'm okay with that.
Because, you know, if Neon wins, then we have a tie for the first place, and we have 1, 2, 3 teams tied for the third place. So it's going to be fun. A lot of
Potential
best
Dota.
of ones, possibly endless.
Everybody loves endless Dota. I don't know what you guys are so afraid of. Dota that never ends. It's like when you used to go on a trip and you're on the bus and everybody would sing, "This is the song that never ends," because it never ends and it's amazing.
And it just keeps going.
Yeah.
This is the song that never ends.
I don't remember anything past
Oh, I thought it was just, just keep repeating it.
No, there's a little bit more than that I just don't remember.
Like 10-hour loop on YouTube.
Yeah. You can probably find it.
Can't
There's-
wait to listen to it. Just kidding. A quick pause. Carl pauses the game, but yeah, let's talk about some of the matchups. There is Dragon Knight on the top lane, paired up with the Phoenix against Nyx Assassin and Troll. They should struggle first couple of levels, but once Dragon Knight gets like a level 3, then there isn't too much harassment because of the Dragon Blood. Nyx Assassin really is not a strong laner. He shines after he gets the levels as well. And remember, he doesn't have break mechanic anymore on that level 6, so it's not that great against the Dragon Knight. Got nerfed. His ulti also got increased cooldown by 10 seconds per level. Kind of a big deal as well. 10 seconds doesn't seem much, but when you need to make a move, like right here, right now, it's on cooldown. You're like, man, I wish I was playing the old patch.
Yeah, Nyx Assassin. It's what? He's good for a couple weeks, and all of a sudden he has to get nerfed pretty hard. He's still getting picked, but that is a hefty nerf for him. It's just not right. Taking a look over mid, 7-0 to 6-0. So Yopaj keeping up. I used to see him play this, and it was always exciting. Get that extra damage. I think back then it was more damage on the talent. You'd go like Crystallis first. It was pretty exciting to watch, honestly.
Oh, back when Crystallis was the most OP item in Dota, when it was being built on mid spirits, you just got big crit, a lot of damage, some pressure on the Dragon Knight on top, but as I said, like you can still feel how much they can put damage onto him. 1 point in Dragon Blood, 3 armor, 4 extra HP regen. It's kind of tough. He's also bringing a Bracer and a Soul Ring, so he's gonna be very, very tough to bring down in this lane. I was thinking about counters to Troll in the laning stage, and it seems like Dragon Knight could be the one. There's like Timbersaw, who puts a lot of pressure on the Troll. Other than that, Troll pretty much always has a safe lane free farm. Bottom lane, trying to snipe the Courier. The Bill will probably get it one more hit. There it is.
Courier has been killed.
Take out that chain. So Jackie, you can see he's already looking for the Phase 1 as well as the Radiance.
No shenanigans, know what he's going for. I love that. Also, I love 1 point in Mortal Strike. You have crit, guaranteed crit. Why not use it? And you lifesteal off that crit, so you can trade much better in the lane. I'm just a big fan of that ability. Because I've seen people even putting 2 points in Great Fire Blast sometimes and 3 points in Vampiric Spirit, and then you don't even have it.
So has that guaranteed crit. You can see Yopaj starting to fall behind over mid, 19-6 to the 13-0. So obviously the matchup not exactly.
You get the levels,
massive.
it's still very hard. You're playing into Dead Prophet. She just really loves to play into any kind of melee heroes.
Right.
Percentage-based damage. Earth Spirit has a lot of strength gain, so this Spirit Siphon will be extremely powerful. He rolls in.
How's that?
Fails.
Okay. Failing for now. We'll see if he could turn around the lane. But it's going to be a struggle. Like, he's starting to get almost close to doubled in CS. That's pretty rough for him. Great for Carl. That's for sure.
He even uses the glyph on a mid lane to be able to steal some creeps from Yopaj. And now we'll get the deny on both of the range creeps, which is pretty big.
I'm getting pressured. Debile goes for this. Jaunts on him. Looking for Whitemon. Phase shift for a second Fairy Fire. Thunder Strike. Debile already used that phase shift, so he's just giving up a kill here to Whitemon, who had a rough game last game, but starting this one off with First Blood.
I already praised him in game number 1. His Disruptor has been on point. The early game, his itemization, we could have seen in the first game, he pretty much won them the game with that Aghanim Scepter. Play hard, in a bit of a trouble, has pressed the attack.
Yeah, but he
available.
can't get through this kinetic field, and that could be the killing blow for him since he can't get through the Thunder Strike. Whitemon, both kills for T1 so far. So 1K lead already for T1.
Puck was trying to make a move on a mid lane, help out Earth Spirit to come back into the game. Dead Prophet's already level 6, so it's kind of hard. She has Magic Wand, Fairy Fire to work with.
And it's really going well right now for Carl. I'm not really certain exactly what the answer is here for Neon so far. Their lanes aren't exactly going really well. I will say, though, Legion Commander and Troll, they're getting some decent CS. So they're at least farming all right, but as you look over to the net worth, man, you could see how far behind Yopaj is. 1,700 net worth at this point in the game. 700 gold behind the Death Prophet. Wraith King having an open time. He put harassment on play hard, opens up the lane. He's fine with that.
Bottle delivered to Carl soon. Yopaj gets the invis, but nice block.
Yeah, roll hits onto the Death Prophet, then he's glimpsed back. Yopaj ends up dead to Whitemon, who's got his 3rd kill on the game. Exorcism was used. They might just try to use this to take out the tier 1 mid, or at least put a lot of damage on, as it's going to be very tough for Neon to defend it.
T1's having a really good read what rotations Neon is going to make. They know like Earth Spirit wants to pick up possibly a rune, so they rotate 1 or 2 heroes to make pressure on the Death Prophet. Very nice read, and this actually gave them
They're fighting
1 kill.
into it.
There's the
Magnetize.
ulti from Earth Spirit.
With Carl, well, getting away from Yopaj as he's stuck in the kinetic field. The Exorcism, it's over. They reapply the Magnetize. They'll look for the roll, and that will land. Should be able to get this kill onto Carl, and will. Yopaj gets some revenge. And finally a little bit of a boost.
Like Dragon Knight's free farming top. You have Wraith King farming the jungle and the lane at the same time. Yes, you got the Death Prophet, you lost the tower, so pretty big L for Neon there.
Yeah, it's silver linings at that point that they got that kill onto the Death Prophet, right?
Yeah.
Dire structures are fortified.
Kuku's having a good time, that's what matters. They lack an initiation department, so they want him to have a Blink Dagger as soon as possible to be able to just start a fight on their own terms. And also Dragon Knight just hit level 6, so Troll doesn't feel that comfortable playing into this lane. A lot of tower damage coming up from T1. Dragon Knight, Skellies, Exorcism.
Lead right now for T1. 3 heroes sitting towards the top for them as well. You can see Jackie's backed off and he's going into this Radiance wall, and Natsumi's going into the Battle Fury.
I wouldn't mind seeing Hand of Midas on Wraith King this time around, because he's having a really good time. He's on top of net worth. It's just going to help you out getting the levels. His talents are insanely good. It helps you out get the level 18 talent. Level 18 much faster. Work with that 40-second cooldown on ulti.
You're really trying to work with that 40-second cooldown. Is this a game where maybe we see Troll, we switch off the Battle Fury going into the Maelstrom? Do we see any sort of mana burn from him? Is he going thinking about Diffusal, or is it just for Nyx Assassin?
They have Nyx Assassin. Eventually you buy a Shard on Wraith King, so you don't care too much about that either.
Okay.
It's too much investment. It doesn't help you with clearing the waves. So Maelstrom, just a big fan of Maelstrom overall. Got buffed in 2 patches before. Feels much better on certain heroes than the Battle Fury.
You've got Yopaj up towards top. Well, they're going to spot Cuckoo, and they've got a kick, but Exorcism coming in from Carl. They're going to try and rotate in. They've got the duel used. They should be able to get the kill into the Dragon Knight. They'll get Cuckoo, lose Jean-Noel. Carl gets credit for that. They're chasing while he's using Exorcism. The Magnetize is on, but how far do you want to chase into this? They have some rotations coming in. Boulder Smash hits on a Whitemon. That slows down this Disruptor, but it's not going to stop him from getting the glimpse off on a play hard. He uses the press the attack and the overwhelming odds, but not enough to survive. They will get themselves a second. It ends up being a 2-for-1 trade in the favor of T1.
T1 is just all over the place. Like, these trades are not very good for Neon. They have Exorcism still running. Dragon Knight ulti is available. He pops it straight away. He does not want Natsumi to get any kind of farm. He shows on the lane, instant dragon form, attacks him once, and then he's just gone from the lane.
Jackie already 2,000 gold towards this Radiance. Wow.
Jack is going to be the king of this game.
It definitely seems like it. He's top of the net worth.
A gift from the tempest of battle.
And that's always a good sign when you're looking for that big build on the Radiance, right? When you've not been disrupted, you've really been able to secure your farm. Like, it's just going to allow you to get the Radiance even quicker. Royal Jelly now for Neon,
is under attack.
as well as an Arcane Ring. You've got the Tome of Knowledge for the Nyx Assassin, which should give him level 6. We'll see how they work with that.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Nyx Assassin already pinged out as missing from Whitemon, who's sitting just ahead of the Nyx Assassin in net worth. Phoenix well ahead of Debiel. They'll get the tier 1 up towards top. So now both the tier 1s top and mid are gone. That's going to open up the jungle and closing down where the map is for Troll.
It's almost full HP. There's Cuckoo already there, ready to defend. Breathe of Fire, level 4.
Looks like they want to go top, though. Could be a fight 3v2.
Yeah, this spell was called Breath of Fire before. Now it's called Breathe Fire.
Dream Coil used onto Carl. They've got the stun coming in, as well as that Vendetta shot, and that's the kick outside of the Dream Coil, but they can't get the kill on Carl. The Spirit's safe and keep him alive. They've got the Static Storm as well as the Thunder Strike on Jean-Noel. They should be able to get the kill on the third strike on that. They'll reapply the Magnetize. They'll go after Whitemon, hit the roll onto Carl. They get Whitemon. They should get Carl. Magnetize reapplied once again with the Geomagnetic Grip that silences up Carl for a second. He's so low and finally ticks out as the Waning Rift comes in from Debil.
Good kill. They managed to kill that Prophet twice already, slowing her down a bit. I wouldn't mind seeing a casual cloak on a Dead Prophet this game, because there's a lot of early magical damage coming out from the Earth Spirit. That's mid-Earth Spirit. He's going Blade Mail first item. Interesting. There is uncontrollable damage, if you want to call it that way. Dead Prophet Exorcism, Radiance from the Wraith King once he gets that up. Fiery spirits like Sunray, you do not want to stop, so he wants to be in their face with that Blade Mail.
Yeah, he'll try to use that Blade Mail as effectively as possible. A lot of things, even the Static Storm, you know, if you get caught in that, we'll have to see. Troll, meanwhile, believe
that's
should
Maelstrom
have that
done.
Maelstrom coming out, right? Yeah, Javelin and a Clarity. So he's got the Maelstrom. He's sitting about a level behind this Wraith King. Cuckoo goes into the Elder Dragon form. They've got the Spike Carapace. That'll stun up Cuckoo for a second, but the Dragon Tail as well as the Sunray that's right on Jean-Noel gets kicked by Yopaj into a safer area, but they've got the Glimpse on to play hard once again. So they're looking to lock down this Legion. Oh, three-man
good roll.
stun! And the roll with the Magnetize. There's the duel. What a turnaround. Static Storm is out, but it's not going to be there with the Kinetic Field, so they're not locked in it. But Jackie comes over. The Spike Carapace popped again. That's going to stun up the Dragon Knight a second time. The Wraith Fire Blast thrown over to Jean-Noel. Cuckoo and Jackie have to retreat, but you've got long reach here for Neon. They just won't use it yet. That was a three-man stun from the Knicks, followed up by the roll.
And then roll onto two people, slow. Let's see that one again.
Whoop. 1, 2, 3. And the roll comes in. Magnetized, Geomagnetic Grip. That slows down the Static Storm from coming in. Really well done.
Good execution. You could see Wraith King rotating there. Even though he does not have a Radiance, something that's not very common. He feels he needed like to contribute something, but once he gets that Radiance up, once that Prophet hits level 12, Ghosts go from 8 to 16 once again, so that's a lot of damage, a lot of overtime damage, something that Neon's gonna struggle. I feel Neon in this game, they need to make the first initiation. They need to be the one who are making the moves, possibly sniping out one hero before. And you could feel in the previous fight, because Nyx Assassin used Vendetta on a Dragon Knight, break mechanic is not there anymore, so huge nerf to this hero.
How much would they feel even more confident if they were able to grab that break with the Vendetta? A nerf coming in hard. Blade Mail now for the Legion. Blade Mail going to be finished for the Earth Spirit.
I was talking about casual cloak. Dragon Knight has one. Like, this is something that's
another three-man stun.
Once again, man, Jean-Noel. It's like he's playing a Tide Hunter.
I know he does talk about his hate for Kunkka. Coming in with a little Ravage of his own. They're on the high ground, T1. They'll spot Natsumi. They've got the Static Storm as well as the Sunray right on top of him. Press the attack, trying to keep him alive, but it's not looking likely. He burns out. They're fighting into the Exorcism. Play hard. Steps up out of the high ground. Yopaj rolls out of the high ground. And now they've got the Supernova right on top of him. They've stunned him up with a Dragon Tail. All three die. Whitemon falls to Jean-Noel. Question is, can he retreat in time? They've got the Yules, Icarus Dive, and a Silence on him. That's not likely. 4 heroes dead on Neon, taking a very ill-advised fight.
Great move from T1. They went to high ground first. Rune is spawning. They were ready with the Static Storm. we will see that one again. And Legion Commander, like, press the attack is not enough, and then they just decide to run inside a Static Storm, get some extra damage. Nicely done by T1. Radiance done on Raid King. Blink and Aghanim Shard queued up after that. Does not want to deal with any kind of mana burn. Better be safe than sorry.
Coil used bottom. That's onto the Phoenix. Trying to catch him within the trees. They've got the duel. Should have dual damage. They will.
We've seen this before. Like the build, I talk a lot about the itemization, the correct one. Phoenix going straight into BKB. I love that. Playing into Nyx Assassin. So whenever you use Sunray, Nyx will just stop you from using that. So BKB will help you with that.
5k lead here for T1. They do finally take that tier 1 tower bottom. Jackie, like you said, working with the Radiance, going to the Blink Shard, while Natsumi going BKB Basher.
BKB is must-have if you get like Maelstrom. You still want to be able to fight with the team. Basher, even possibly like a full Abyssal Blade, because what they need to do is just burst Death Prophet. There's no real save, there's a Sunray, but they still have enough damage to actually burst the Death Prophet straight away. They also have a duel, something that goes through Magic Immunity. Legion Commander not close to the Blink Dagger, needs 1,000 gold away. That's a second Blade Mail on top of Earth Spirit. So, yeah, dealing with uncontrollable damage. I want to see how much they can do with those 2 Blade Mails, because Blade Mail doesn't make you more tanky. You just get armor, that's it. That's not like, but if you misuse it, it's a very tricky item. A lot of investment, you misuse it, and you don't feel tanky at all.
No. And it doesn't really make you that much stronger overall once it's already used. Smoke out from Neon. Smoke's going to break. Both teams are using smoke. They've got the Dream Coil out on to this Death Prophet. Looking for the Spike Carapace, but that doesn't stop the Sunray. Supernova, Static Storm coming in, all on top of these heroes on the side of Neon. They get the kill on the Play Hard. Again, he's just not having a fun time in this game. Supernova goes off. They'll try to retreat on Neon, only losing the Legion Commander thus far. Natsumi with the TP out. Januel. TP as lucky. Ooh, glimpse on the roll. Yopaj caught. Not sure he has a way out of this one. Sunray on top. Yeah, Karo now dominating 7k lead for the side of T1.
There's also Exorcism available straight into Roche Pit. T1, they're in full control of this game. Deville on top, just checking what's happening inside the pit. Whitemon already responding. They need to be very careful. One glimpse and Puck is dead.
Doesn't look like they're going to make a move to even try and swipe this Aegis. They're just going to let it go. No real answers there. As Natsumi, like I said, he's going to the BKB and he's only 600 gold away.
I'm not sure why they decided to give this Aegis to Jackie. He still feels almost unkillable. 2 lives. Would prefer if they put it on a Death Prophet instead. And now this Tricore of T1. They're super tanky. Death Prophet getting closer to her BKB. You have Dragonite as the offlaner, so you know that this hero is going to scale. Good front line. Provides vision for possible glimpses. There's the glimpse.
Look over. Legion Commander caught again. Play hard. Going down. They've got the Static Storm, and, well, this is really bad for Yopaj. Kick, roll away. There's a lot of damage being done here to the Radiant side on the supports. But, well, you can't follow this up, and, well, still not looking good for Neon.
Another good pick off. You can see that this Blade Mail doesn't make you more tanky. Disruptor lost like 300 HP from those Blade Mails, but not he doesn't care too much about receiving
another smoke.
His combo.
Elder Dragon form is popped. They've got the stun on the Cuckoo. The damage is there pretty quickly. The Supernova gets used. Do they have the ability to kill this? They might. The right click start coming in. The silences are out, but it's not enough to stop them from blowing up the egg. They get the kill on the 2. Now they'll look for the rest. Whitemon on the run. Crypt Swarm there, but the roll out from Yopaj. With the Thunder Strike, Jackie TP's in, but Press the Attack comes out as the Wraith Fire Blast is thrown at the direction of this Earth Spirit. Yopaj, silence, can't roll away, and he's just right-clicked down by Jackie.
Troll will pop his BKB.
Going for more.
To TP out.
Januel, Spike Carapace,
Another
2-man
glimpse
stun.
is ready. if they can catch, play hard possibly, they're just gonna go for the safe kill.
Yeah.
I love how T1 is taking the fight even though they're outnumbered. They lost to 2 heroes. They're still chasing.
They want this Legion commander who has stayed a little bit too close. Right click's coming in. There's another Wraith Fire Blast for you and a Crypt Swarm. Mega kill streak here for the Death Prophet. 6-2 and 7. Play hard dead for the 6th time.
Rough one for him. He didn't farm any gold in the last 5 minutes. He's still 700 away from a Blink Dagger. Because Wraith King has that Aegis, doesn't need to care about mana burn. So instead of going for a shard, he gets Sanj first, which I really like. Picking up Aegis changes your item build most of the time.
Right. Because you know you have that extra life.
Dire's structures are fortified.
And that one doesn't rely on your mana.
Top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are
Gets
fortified.
2-1 over bottom. Genuine is nearby.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
See if he can get anything going, but
Radiant are scanning.
as well, Natsumi's top taking to tier 1 of his own. They're going to glyph the tier 2. Does Natsumi
Carapace?
TP back? No, he's not going to be able to do so. Cuckoo's TP'd over here while bottom. Ooh, they've got themselves the Static Storm. That's out onto this Wraith King. They get the Aegis out of his hands. Now they got to look to kill him again.
No
and
mana burn.
again.
So he will get another reincarnation. They just
Dual
left.
damage? Yeah, they've got it.
Team is just, you know, you're in a tough spot. Gotta die 3 times.
Wow. That's big.
When we talk about
Dire's middle
like
tower
Radiance
is under
against
attack.
Nyx Assassin, this is why Nyx is so good. He was trying to TP out, Carapace, set things up perfectly. Good, very nicely done by John just being there, possibly backstabbing. They have that anti-Tinker ward they placed for themselves to see if they're hiding inside the trees, which gave them vision of the enemy team. Nicely done.
Yeah, really nicely done. This is giving an opportunity to Natsumi to really recover. He's only 1,000 gold now behind this Wraith
Dire
King.
are scanning.
The rest of the team does need to recover. You've got Playhard, who's very far behind this DK, and then, of course, you just look at the difference between Yopaj and Carl, and it's a lot. But Yopaj, we'll see how effective he can be. You can definitely feel when he's able to get some spells off here, there's a lot going on, and Neon kind of come out looking all right. He's going into the BKB after this Blade Mail, so he's still 1,100 gold away from that.
They have ways to deal with that profit. Spirit Vessel is there. Problem is you need to wait for BKB. There's also another way to dispel things. Fuel Scepter, it's good against Wraith King, great against Sunray. Dragonite on top of that, but Dragonite's getting close to his BKB. Januel just stealing some experience.
Nobody here with him to make anything happen. At least not for the moment, but they are rotating it. They should be ready to go on this. Play hard. He does have the Blink Dagger. Blade Mail pop going after the DK, but there's Whitemount with the Static Storm. I think they still have the damage. They do just in time. Exorcism gets popped. They've got the silence onto the Legion Commander. Yules up into the air. The damage coming out onto the Nyx Assassin. They'll get the kill on Januel. They'll look over at Playhard, who's still running from this Exorcism. Press the attack. Overwhelming odds. Not going to be enough to get him out of the hands of this Death Prophet. They do get dual damage now at 70. It's a decent amount of dual damage.
It is, but every single time, pretty much he uses a duel, he dies afterwards. So
Yeah.
his item progression is really not there. Like, this is more 17, 18-minute items on your Legion Commander.
Let's see. Let's see, go BKB next. So yeah, BKBs will be coming out in droves for the Neon side. BKB still queued up for the Wraith King. He's got that Sanj. Does he have anything good? Yeah, there's the Yasha. So Sanj and Yasha coming out for him. We'll see if he goes Shard first or BKB. Not sure.
You need to get a shard.
Yeah.
You definitely. Because Mana Burn is right now level 2. You're going to put more points in it. It's such a good scaling ability. I'm surprised that he didn't skip 1 or 2 points in Impale and just max out Mana Burn instead. He's playing into, like... You get 1 Mana Burn on Dragonite, his mana pool is gone.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, Wraith King only working with 711 mana. They have smoked up. He's turned off the Radiance. He doesn't want to get caught by another Spike Carapace. As Vendetta does end, there's 25 seconds until he's got that available once again. As Play Hard is towards top, they'll blink, they'll look, they're spotted, and Play Hard just TP's away
Play
off
hard,
the blink.
juke hard. Working towards his BKB, buys an Ogre Axe. Still a long time until he gets that. Debil is getting a lot of farm on the map. Like, he's de-warding, he's split pushing, causing a lot of issues for T1 to deal with just out pushing the lanes. Doesn't even have a blink deck, going straight into Aghanim Scepter. So that's going to keep them in place. Their BKBs are not going to be great against that one.
Look at this again. Look at where he's setting up. Nyx Assassin looking for this one more time. They've also bottled up a double damage on the Troll.
Radiant's middle tower is
So they want to come in, they want to make something happen potentially. They take the tier 2 tower, they go for the outpost. The duel is used, but these heroes are going to come over very quickly. I don't know if Playhard wants to go for this. The Static Storm comes in with a Yopaj roll. Magnetized down, silence out onto the Wraith King, but Yopaj gets the roll off. They get the kill on a Whitemon. They're going to lose Zephyr. There's 2 heroes down on the side of T1. They're going to buy back on the Phoenix. They'll look over at Cuckoo, who's hit with Magnetized, and the Dream Coil comes out of the Bolt. They'll roll in once again. BKB's going to pop out Cuckoo. Natsumi coming in. Is he going to pop that double damage? He does, but now he's got to run over. He's getting burned out really hard by this Sunray. Goes into the trees. They've got the vision on the high ground thanks to that Cliff Ward, but now Natsumi pops the BKB. They've got the Exorcism. The damage! Exorcism was used!
He didn't get any Spirit
Battle
Sight.
Trance. That's it coming through. Karo trying to get the kill. The Sunray on to both these heroes. Yopaj is falling, so does Januel, and it's just this Troll who try to fight against the world and can't win.
Oh man, that was such a clutch play. I love what Neon did. They were hiding in the trees. They have high ground vision once again with that anti-thinker ward. Almost managed to blow up Dead Prophet. It was very close. Could have been a different fight. I think both of the heroes, Nyx Assassin and Earth Spirit, would live there. But the Sunray and 2 Spirit Siphons actually keeping Dead Prophet alive. Now Jackie hitting some tier 3s.
Karo pops the Yules, and then Troll forced over to the Wraith King. That just ends up being unfortunate for Neon.
Good buyback from Zephyr. He got initiated on, blew up instantly, didn't use any of his abilities, didn't use a BKB. Now tier 3 tower is gone. They're also controlling the outpost.
This is definitely showing that Neon have a chance. Like, even though they're down by so much, you can see the damage output they have.
What they need to do is blow up Phoenix, blow up Dead Prophet, and then deal with the rest. You can see how close that was.
Yeah.
Possibly duel Dead Prophet, keep her in place so she can't use BKB, can't use the Yule Scepter. Now it's going to be much harder because there is a Lincoln Sphere, so someone needs to proc it. They don't have the best... They actually don't have abilities that can proc it, besides Nyx Assassin.
Oh, look at Cuckoo's positioning. That's perfect. Debio just walking forward. Phase shift. Silence misses. Blink back from Cuckoo, but Jackie... How will he play this? He blinks towards the creep wave. They've got the glimpse as well as the static storm, but there's the phase shift to avoid being pulled. Debio, nicely done. Spike Carapace was used on a 3-second cooldown. They're trying to go for Roche. Jackie setting up with Carl in an interesting spot. They're going to blink into the Roche pit against Spike Carapace, but I don't think hit that Radiance.
Jackie would love to have his BKB before the next fight, just 100 gold away.
Breathe
300,
fire.
apologies, my math is incorrect.
Phase shift again. Debile trying to find the proper positioning. They're going to roll in. They've got the Dream Coil. They're going to kick Cuckoo out of the Dream Coil. They've got the damage onto the Dragon Knight. They're getting the kill. The 54 seconds without buyback. They're going to get the kill on a Play Hard. They look over with BKB behind Natsumi. Looking over. Yules up into the air, but the roll comes out from Yopaj. Sunray burning down. Silence
That's his
onto the
first
Troll.
life. Not even
and they
first
will get
life.
the kill. They can't get the first life out of the hands of this Wraith King, like you said. And Debile will fall. Roche is theirs.
Oh god, I love when this happens. Wraith King just, very close to dying, smacks him. There's a critical strike, 4-second cooldown, then smacks another guy. He also has a Cloak of Flame, so that's even more overtime damage on top of the Radiance.
This looks so good. The setup there, getting an immediate kill on a Cuckoo. They come over, but they're fighting into the Supernova. And that's going to go off while a Troll is Yules up into the air. They've got the stun. Oh, God, just staying alive.
It wouldn't matter. He still had the ulti. They did not burn his mana. So, doesn't matter. His ulti would still be up at this point. Double damage. On the Wraith King, I believe that's also shard picked up by a Disruptor, so you can use Thunder Strike on your allies.
Axe picked up by Debil. This is a pretty big item to get. There's yeah, some yelling happening outside. It is Black, making a lot of noise.
He's very happy. Gosh, you know that he loves D1. Casters should not be biased, but you know, Black's Black. Can't really blame him.
So AC being built for the Wraith King, who now has that BKB. But of course, Debil has the Axe. However, he is dead, so Axe is not effective
Can't
when you're
use
dead.
Aghanims if you're dead. Unless you're Vengeful Spirit, then you